Okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. There's no Bobby today. Bobby's out. Something came up last minute. Bobby couldn't do the podcast. He'll be back next week. But yeah, we couldn't just pew pew the whole time. It always is like a funny joke, and then we try it for a second, and we're like, no, we need Bobby.
Normally I do it, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it this time. I'm just gonna let it go.
You were calling my bluff.
I wanted to see how long
it this time.
Yeah, I had to see how long you would go.
Well, I tried, and apparently I don't last very long. This is the first time I heard that. I'll tell you that much. Hey-o! Yeah. Anyways, what's happening, guys? Happy Gravy Day.
Happy Gravy Day.
It is episode 412 of your favorite podcast. Just Alex and Pat here today, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think this is definitely the most loaded pre-cum segment, maybe of all time.
We've got a lot built up, and we're ready to burst for the pre-cum.
You know what?
So.
I mean, people say I have bad ideas, and namely you and Robert last week for a couple of my ideas, but I feel like this is my time to shine. Like, I brainstorm this. This is my Shark Tank. Once a week, I get Shark Tank. Not a lot of people get the privilege of having a Shark Tank type forum, and maybe it's like you guys don't have money, but you're like, that's a good idea or that's a bad idea. So it's like Shark Tank, but like I don't get anything if it's a good idea, and if it's a bad idea, y'all just make fun of me still.
We just get you to not waste your equity on it.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. But like, you know, I got a lot of ideas, and I'll jot them down here throughout the week, and then I bring in here the pre-cum segment. Is just our way of like, it's any questions or thoughts that we have, you know. I'll just start right off with like, if Dracula was a good guy, would he be Batman? Could he be Batman? Because Dracula does have a thing with bats, you know, like, would that be Batman if Dracula was good? And how do we know that Dracula is bad? Do we just not know that he's like cursed, that he like has to like drink blood to live, you know?
I mean, he has to kill other people to live. He could not do that, which would be nice.
He would die.
Self-sacrifice. I mean, good guys do that all the time. Look at Iron Man.
Jesus.
See,
maybe you've heard of him.
I mean, we got heroes all throughout culture and time of self-sacrifice. Dracula's just like, no, dude, fuck that. Like, I'm doing me. Which I respect. I mean, I do the same thing. I beg men, fuck people. I don't like them anyway.
Okay.
I'd be killing people left and right. Now I would try and kill like bad people to sustain myself.
Yeah, that would help. Like Boondock Saints style.
Oh yeah, I would just take out the entirety of the Russian mob.
Well, like not the Russian mob, but like you just, you know, you get the bad guys, like Dexter.
Who's the bad guy?
Well, he was a bad guy too. He
definitely Fucking Tony Montana.
Okay. I also another question that came to mind. Not really a business idea or anything like that, but what do you think the chillest dinosaur was? Like to like chill with, I guess. Because like Velociraptor, like I'm not saying coolest, because like Velociraptor is up there with coolest, but like a Velociraptor would fuck me up if I wanted to hang with it.
Yeah, I mean, I like
something you can chill with.
Here's the thing. I like what you wrote down here, Brontosaurus, but like you can't really chill with that. It's too big. Like it was a chill dinosaur, but it wasn't like the size of something that you could ride.
In Jurassic Park, they chilled with it for a little bit.
I mean, it's literally its leg is the size of like one of the pillars on the front of the White House. Like you can't hang out with that animal.
From afar, sort of.
I mean,
what about a Triceratops if it didn't charge you?
I was gonna say that
seemed cool on Jurassic Park.
The Stegosaurus. That looks like it was about X. Well, I mean, you couldn't really ride that either because it had the spikes on its back. But that's a chill ass looking dinosaur. You know, hold on. What dinosaurs could we have ridden?
But see, like, do you want to ride the dinosaur or do you just want to chill and hang out with the dinosaur? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I mean, I would want to chill with him, but like part of that is, you know, we're chilling. We might have to go to the gas station and get some drinks or something. And if I'm chilling with the dinosaur, I'm drinking and I don't want to like be irresponsible. So I would just ride my dinosaur. I
feel like a Triceratops seemed pretty chill. And the one they found in Jurassic Park was like sick and stuff, but I feel like it seemed like it was just hanging, you know?
What was the one that had the big old, like, like its tail was just like a big old mallet at the end with spikes on it?
That was the Stegosaurus, wasn't it? Or the
No,
spiky
hold on.
headed guy?
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus, of course.
This one,
Who
it
could
doesn't show
forget?
spikes on it, but it basically looks like it's got a giant rock on the end of its tail. So, like, I think that'd be a tight one to chill with. I don't know. All these seem pretty dope. All these have like fucking super dinosaur-y names too, so I don't know any of them.
Yeah, it's like, give me a basic one. That's why I said like Stegosaurus, or I guess that's why I said Triceratops or Brontosaurus. I think a Brontosaurus would be chill, man. Maybe they'd lift you up. They'd put you on their back like themselves. They got a long neck. You could just hang out there.
It's so big. Like, I don't know if you actually could though. Like, maybe
Slide
like
down it when you're done.
like a newborn Brontosaurus. So it's only like 10, 15 feet tall instead of 200 feet tall.
Yeah.
How big did the Brontosaurus get? Because I feel like in Jurassic Park, that thing looked like it was a good 200 feet tall, right? Like, it looked massive.
Yeah, it was ginormous. I mean, it made that guy pull his glasses off and be like, wow. Like, they stopped the car because it was so amazing.
They weighed 15 tons and were up to 72 feet long. It doesn't really say the height here. Damn it. Either way, I mean, I like Brontosaurus. I'm gonna say a baby Brontosaurus. Baby Braun.
Power ranking, like the top 3 chillest dinosaurs to hang with, I would say. We gotta go Brontosaurus, then Triceratops, and then what was the one that you said? Ankylosaurus?
Stegosaurus was the other one I said.
Stegosaurus.
Because that was the one with like, the big leafy like back spine.
Yeah, it was like
That's
a Bulbasaur.
That's a dope looking dinosaur. Yeah, basically.
But without the plants. Spikes, not plants. So like a cooler Bulbasaur.
Correct. I really want to find out how tall a Brontosaurus is now.
Oh, we'll find it. We'll find out, I'm sure.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It says about 15 feet tall at the hips. So Jurassic Park lied to us. This thing would be big enough for us to just like ride on its back.
So it's a Brontosaurus then.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's gotta be a Brontosaurus.
See, like, I mean, I guess with its neck, it was probably up to like, I don't know, maybe 50 feet high at its highest.
But that's a fucking tall ass thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, but
we could hang with Brontosaurus.
That's its neck. Its neck is super high. Like, if it's shoulders, it's on 4 legs all the time anyway. That's only 15 feet in the ground. I mean, that's 1.5 basketball hoops. That's not that high. Like, I could get up there if I had to. I'd need a ladder or just walk up its tail. But I was thinking its back was like 100 feet off the ground, not 50.
Oh no.
But that's what I'm saying. In that movie,
that would need to be practical.
That's what I'm saying. In the movie, they looked like they were like 200 feet tall with the neck.
What's Hollywood for you? Typical.
They were real liberal with the height of the dinosaur in that movie, weren't they?
I get what you're saying, buddy. I get what you're saying, pal. All right. Well, chillest dinosaur, Brontosauruses.
They were just left of the truth.
I guess you could say
you know
that.
What I'm saying.
You're right, aren't you, buddy?
What the fuck are we doing? I don't know.
We gotta get out.
I enjoyed that.
Cigarettes. I have not seen a lot of people smoking cigarettes like in their car, like holding the cigarette out of their car until like this week. I feel like I saw like 5 or 6 people, and the way that people like hold cigarettes out of their cars, like I don't smoke cigarettes, so I don't really know how to like the proper way to hold a cigarette out of your car. But like some people hold them like fucking weirdos, dude. Like, I guess this is only good for like the people watching the video version, but like I saw somebody that was like, I get they're holding it behind them because they don't want it to like get the smoke back in the car, but like they were like holding it into their window almost. And then I saw a guy that had it out his other window, which was kind of like he like held it behind his seat,
out his back window.
He didn't stick his hand all the way out, but like he held it behind his like little little padding behind your head, and he had the back window down, so it was going out that way. I was like, at least that's like smart.
Yeah, no, that's
the people that just. I thought you just held it out, like if you hold your hand out the window. Like, I didn't realize there was that much thought to it, and I guess everybody has their own styles, like a batting stance. But yeah, Some people really hold their cigarettes weird when they're driving, like at a light.
Yeah. I mean, I actually bought a pack the other day because
Sick. Watch out, we got badass here.
That's what one of the girls at work was like, "You smoke?" And I was like, "No, but I haven't had time to go get dip for like the past week because I've just been like 13 hours a day, 12 hours a day for like 2 weeks straight." And I was like, I need some sort of tobacco to just when everyone pisses me off inside at the end, I can just take 5 minutes to go walk away from everyone and have something to do with my hands. I always need something to do with my hands. I can't just stand in silence. I can't be alone with my own thoughts. It's a scary process. But I was just smoking in the car. Like if I had to run an errand for the restaurant, I don't like, if you're not smoking in your car all the fucking time, your car's not going to smell like goddamn cigarettes. So if you're smoking so much that you don't want your car to smell like smoke, but you're still smoking in the car, that you have to hold your arm in the back fucking seat out of a window.
Yeah.
Just
maybe
figure
it's like
it
a
out.
Borrowed car.
Like you're just going to have a car that smells like cigarettes or stop smoking. Like my sister smokes, does not smoke in her car. Guess what? A car doesn't smell like smoke. It's not that hard. Just smoke before you leave or when you get to your destination.
Is she
Figure
like,
it out, people.
Does she smoke in the house?
No.
She just goes outside. No, like I always think it's interesting. Like I don't really give a shit either way because it doesn't affect me. But I always found it interesting, like the people that were like, I'm gonna smoke in the house, or like there's more people than not would go outside and they'd have like a smoking area, like in their back porch or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember my friend, his brother was a cigarette smoker, and he was always like, yeah, I want to give myself the chore of having to get up and like go out and do this. Like, I don't want to, like, I would just smoke too many if you just sat at home. He's like, it has to be a chore.
Yeah. Like it's not the 90s anymore. Nobody smokes inside. I mean, people still do, but like nobody wants their home smelling like cigarettes because so many less people smoke now than they used to. Like it used to just be normal.
Yeah.
You watch old movies and shit. Everyone was just smoking all the
you
fucking
want a
time.
Cigarette? Have a cigarette, my friend.
Like they had those cool cigarette holders.
Cool. Yeah, that was cool.
But like now, most people don't. So like, I mean, if I went to somebody's house and their house smelled like cigarettes, I'd be like, "What are you, a fucking animal?
Where are you, cigarette smoker?" And they'd be like, "Yes, I am."
I mean, I don't give a shit that you do, but you smoke inside. You're a fucking animal. Go outside to smoke. It's just common courtesy these days.
Yeah, I can see that.
That being said, I mean, from time to time, I'll smoke a cigar inside my house here. I don't give a shit.
Inside? Cigars stay too. Cigars do smell better though.
Here's the thing though. Also, my couches are just leather right here. It's not like I have, and this will be like 2-3 times a year. I'll smoke one inside just because I'll buy some when my sister's out of town or something. And I'll like, I don't feel like sitting outside. It's hot.
Have the boys over. We're going to have some cigars, smoke some sticks.
No, it'll literally be like one cigar. That's it. And I'll just be like, because I want to watch the game and I want a cigar. And like I said, and these are leather. So it's not like I have cloth couches that it's going to seep into or anything.
Or walls.
I mean, like I said, I ain't smoking like a fucking chimney.
His walls are made of sponge, actually. So they do.
Yeah. And like you said, cigars smell way better than cigarettes anyway.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what is this? A lounge?
Like, yeah. If somebody walked in, they'd be like, "Are you rich? Your house smells of cigar and rich mahogany."
Broker? You're an attorney?
I play the stonks from time to time. Yes.
I have many leather-bound books.
Neither of those things are true.
Just I have more leather-bound couches than books, but regardless,
I've got a couple books, but they've been on the same bookcase for like 20 years. It's a bookcase that just keep following. Either they were at like our childhood home, and then my sister's, and now there's like 2 Bibles on there. Nobody opens up the Bible. Not my home.
They come over, they like look at all the books you have. Like, oh, cool, Pat. I didn't know you had that book. And you're like, yep. Have you read it? No. Can I borrow it and read it? No.
I think there's like 2 Harry Potters, 2 Bibles, and then like Super Nintendo games all on the same shelf. It is a trash shelf. It is just a shelf that is there for no reason.
And that's what shelves are for, really, is just to put things on and then like not in order.
Yeah. I mean, I also have a trash table right here that's like, it holds my 3rd TV and my Xbox, and then it's just a bunch of shit strewn about it that I don't have another spot for. Like, there's one of those head scratchers. I see apples to apples, an old remote that we don't use, sinus relief medicine. Like,
Yeah, I'm bad about like
I'm
I have a little
ridiculous.
pile in the studio here of just like stuff I've accumulated, things I've gotten like given to me. I have like one of those like bug salt guns, a
Yeah,
tomahawk.
I mean, but those are just awesome things. Mine is just literally
Basically
a
my
trash take.
arsenal: a tomahawk, a salt gun, nunchucks, a hard hat,
I
a
mean,
workout bow.
you gotta protect your house, and all of those are good in a combat situation.
That is true. You never know when you're gonna need nunchucks.
Yeah, like
So you thinking about breaking in here? Watch out. You might get
all
chucked.
and the salt gun, you hit somebody in the eye with that, they're incapacitated. Just done.
Yeah, and you know how much salt stings in the eye?
A lot.
A
Real
bunch.
lot.
A
Yeah.
whole bunch. A whole bunch.
How do we get here? Cigarettes?
Cigarettes somehow. Yeah, I was trying to think about that. Regardless, cigarettes. Yeah, people hold cigarettes weird. Another thing that has nothing to do with cigarettes at all, but I did see watching playoff hockey. Shout out to the Stanley Cup playoffs. But I think that it was really cool on, I can't remember which game it was. I want to say it was the Lightning Hurricanes game. It didn't matter, but it had like top skating speeds. Oh, dude, my not cool is annoying the fuck out of me right now, and I can't wait to talk about it later. But I just got thrown off. No, so I was watching the Lightning and Canes game, I think, and it had the top skating players, like the top skating speeds on the ice, and it was like the fastest that all the players on the ice had skated that night at like up till that time, and it was at the top 5 players, and I was like, I don't need this stat at all, but we need to adapt this to every single sport forever now, because it was like
unilaterally.
Yeah, I was like, wow. You mean he was skating 29.7 miles an hour? Do I need to know that? No. Is that fucking cool as shit to be like, that guy's skating almost 30 miles an hour? That's badass. They should show that for like when you're like, I could have fucking done that. And it's like in football, and it's like, actually, he's running 19 miles an hour. So you're like, oh, I probably couldn't do that.
I mean, how great was it when we saw how fast DK Metcalf was running that time that he chased down the guy interception?
We just love timed stuff. It's like we're still little kids. Like, I'm not gonna do this chore, but if you're like, I'll time you. You're like, fuck it, I'll go, and you do it real fast, and like you show me a timer, and I'm like, ooh, wow, you're way superior than whatever guy you beat, because did you see how fast he ran?
Center fielders tracking down fly balls that they dive for. Or just, like tagging up from third base and running. Like, yes, show me speed. It's always awesome. Every time, running back, just hitting the edge and going. It's fucking awesome.
And I'm pretty sure baseball probably has something like this. I just don't know about it. Because like baseball always
has, like,
they
do it from like, time to time.
Speed, all this, like, oh, that came off as bad at this many miles an hour. And it's like, I just want to see the speed of shit. When you have like NASCAR, that's the coolest part, where they're like, shoo, 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 shoo. They're going 212 miles an hour. You're like, fuck yeah, let's go. Just seeing those numbers of like the skater, like the guys skating, how fast they can skate. I was like, that's fucking nuts. Doesn't really help me watching the game. It doesn't make a difference, really. Fastest skaters don't always win. But
basketball doesn't really have that much of a spot for how fast you're going, just because it's, the weakest sport.
Dunk.
But like, no, like how high, like when you see how high they jump,
they should have that.
If you actually showed like how high off the ground they are, that's dope.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, adapt it to each sport. Obviously, hockey's the only one really with skating, but yeah, you could just make it running in like football and baseball and exit speeds and stuff. But in basketball, like dunk poundage or something like that, like the amount of like strength behind a dunk.
If it's an alley-oop, show like how far they jumped in midair and how high they got.
Yeah. Like all of these. You
can find the numbers.
ESPN, what's the sports science guy doing? Remember that? That was always cool.
Sports science that's what we're talking about.
But just do that with that all the time. Because like I didn't give a fuck about math in school, but it's like, all right, we're gonna look at the David Tyree catch and find out what made him have the ability to do the geometrical bending that he did to pull that in and hold on to it and wedge it against his helmet. And you're like, I don't care,
John
but I'm
Brinkus,
watching.
He just like produces a lot of stuff now, but John Brinkus, that was his name. He was a fucking badass. And
he would just like give you like nerd numbers, but you're like, fuck. And Julio Jones can run at this speed at this amount of time for 10 yards, which gives him an exit velocity of, and you're like, wow, that's faster than a cheetah for 3 yards. You're like, wow,
I mean,
Julio Jones is basically a cheetah.
why?
Like, that was the coolest.
And analytics is so much bigger into the game again. Bring back sports science.
We should just have that. Like, it's just like a whoa. Like, I don't have to think. I can just watch smart people tell me stuff. It's like Bill Nye. Like, I don't want to do the science stuff. I want Bill Nye to explain it to me. And I'll be like, I'm in. Like, that's why I paid the most attention when my teacher would roll in the fucking TV. He's like, we're watching Bill Nye today. Like, fuck yes. Let's go. Like, I'm going to learn about science today and not the rest of the week where I didn't pay attention.
We should do dumb guy sports science.
I'm down.
Like yesterday, Ohtani hit a 470-foot bomb, and like whereas John Brankus would break it down and be like, the launch angle of 87.6 degrees and a torque of blah blah. We're just like, dude, he fucking hit it. He launched, dude. That was murder.
That ball went pretty far.
The science of that murder is that most people can't do it, and he does. I think we can get some hits on that.
And Shohei Ohtani becomes the first person named Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run today.
We do. See, here's the thing, though. They do give you like the exit velocity and like final and like launch angle. Like they do that for like every long home run now. We'll use those, but then just do like where John Brankus would throw some nerd shit in between it and talk about torque.
Cherry pick.
We take the base stats, but then we talk about it like regular dumbass sport fans in a bar.
Or we need to make up like our own stat that like we got to pick baseball because baseball is an easy one to do it in, where it's like there's stats in like the box sheet that I look at, and then it's like I don't know what half of these mean, you know, like wins against replacement, WAR. That sounds cool, but like we just got to come up with like a cool abbreviated thing, and then just find 2 or 3 random stats, and you like add 2 of them and divide by the third, and it's like it's the like it makes no sense why we do what we like. We'll just be like, all right, batting average and strikeouts, add it together and divide it by how many times he's had a triple. And it's like, and that's your ladle stats.
Batting average.
That's your ladle average. The LDL.
Batting average versus shitty teams divided by batting average against left-handers on teams above 500.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday stats, where it's just your batting average on Monday, Wednesday, Friday to average together. You know, he's better on the off days. We got to make it like a Twitter account where like that's all it is. It's like hashtag or just like at PTG Sports Stats, but stats with a Z.
PTG Sports Stats. We can come up with some dumb shit.
Yeah, that's like it's all of us. Like we're just spewing bullshit. Like that's 90% of what my Twitter is, anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Besides fantastic local Texas tourist attractions.
Yeah, I've been loving those.
I'm just trying to show people my beautiful state, you know.
You're killing it on those lately.
But yeah, we need more just like stats thrown at us. And not in like an obnoxious way. Like they didn't talk about it every time it popped up on this thing. It was just popping up right below the scoreboard. And I was like, that's nice to look at if I want to. I'm entertained by it. And now at the water cooler at work, I'm like, yo, did you see so-and-so was skating 37 miles an hour last night? That's crazy. Then you seem like, oh, I'm the guy that knows things. That's really what like the analytics stats have given people that just like you and me that don't know certain things. We're just able to go and like regurgitate what we've already heard other people say. And like, it's like, oh, well, Pat seems like he watched the game last night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love doing that all the time.
Or yeah, if that's only the 3rd time in the last decade that a team's come back from a 3-1 deficit in the 3rd quarter.
I'll reverse it too, though.
The 3rd period.
I'll pull the shit where I say someone sucks, and then someone will pull out one of those stats. Will be, well, actually, it shows that he's in the upper half of the league this year. And then I just reverse it to like old school. And I'm like, yeah, but dude, on the eye test, like you can tell that guy fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, statistically, I guess.
Yeah, if you get like, nerd numbers
when
involved.
You're looking at this, like is he a team player or is he just selfish? He's a stats guy.
Yeah.
Me first. Case Keenum. Even though Case Keenum was not at all a me first guy, but it was like he's in the offense. He's a system guy.
It's garbage time points. It's all he has.
Yep. See, and that's what at PTG Sports Stats. If that's not already taken, I don't know what to make one this week. What else did I have? I had all kinds of stuff. Ooh, we should make a soap opera. So sometimes on like the network stations, they'll have on like a soap opera when I get home if I was watching a game or whatever the night before, and just like I'm pretty sure I have like it seems pretty easy to write them. Like I think I have the concept. Like the idea is just like you have 60 people in the cast that just like they all at some point are either a criminal, all of them have had sex with one another at some point throughout it, and like they're you know lovers quarrels going on all over the place. So and so's dating somebody's daughter but didn't tell him that he was dating somebody's daughter, so his dad's pissed, and then like 2 people get murdered by somebody in that 60-person group. And like there's an eye patch guy. Like I've noticed like soap operas, like you can have an eye patch guy and it's just like nobody is like, what happened to that guy's eye? That's just nope, he's the eye patch guy. Like we should just throw like a hook hand. Like I want like straight up like Family Guy did, where they had the pirate guy, like the peg leg. He's gonna have a peg leg. He's gonna
Davis.
have Seamus. He's gonna have a peg leg. He's gonna have a hook hand. He's gonna have an eye patch, and we might even just throw the pirate hat on him, but like not address it once ever. Like that's just what he wears. Oh, Uncle Billy.
Kill someone off, and then like 3 episodes later, their evil twin appears.
Yeah, like people that are dead, shit like that just happens. It's like nothing is out of like the possibility. You can write anybody back in, you can write anybody out whenever you want. It like and it's just so dramatic at all times. Like, what? I'm your father? No. And it's just like every episode. It's like you guys learn a lot about each other for somebody that like for people that like talk to each other all the time. You guys sure do have a bunch of like hidden secrets every episode.
I want to just like change actors in the middle of one too. Just be like, oh, they got into a horrible accident, and then you just fire the actor, and then they come back, and it's like, oh, I was disfigured and had to get facial reconstructive surgery. But yeah, why are you also 8 inches taller though?
It's like
it's just
from The Office.
It's just, you know, the face. It makes me look taller.
you just like get get me to stand in for Robert, like fire Robert, put me in there, and it's like I don't think they don't even look similar.
You look different.
Same guy.
I broke my nose and I got a haircut. Like just lazy shit like that where it doesn't even come close.
But you don't even like address it even. Like I feel like there's so many plot holes in a soap opera where it's just like, and like I haven't watched a ton of it, but this is just from like the random like me turning it on. I'll be fucking around doing other stuff before I sit down on the couch to watch TV, and just like you just pick up the weird arguments and dialogue they have, and like, what? You're arguing over the fact that he ran over your daughter with a bulldozer, and like you're just like chilling with him, having a beer? How?
I'm on board under one condition. I want it to be a telenovela, and it needs to be in all Spanish. Now we still write it, and then we just make somebody translate it into Spanish.
We just do it through Google Translate, so it's not 100%. No. It's not 100% accurate.
No, I want to make somebody's life hell for having to translate our dumb shit into Spanish and make it make sense. But you guys are making very colloquial references that don't translate to Spanish. We're just like, figure it out. This is our art. It's your job.
That's not my problem. I put it down. You translate it. The world needs to see this.
Sweat and tears into this script, and you will not take this from us.
This is my big break, and I won't let you ruin this.
Big Dick Dingers does not translate to Spanish, though. I don't care.
Find a word.
El cocaine off of El Pito. Dick Dinger. There you go.
Nailed it.
Cocaína. Sorry, I mispronounced. My Spanish is a little rusty.
Yeah. I haven't been to Spain ever, so like I wouldn't expect you guys to think it was good.
Oh, if you want Spanish Spain, you just gotta do Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona.
You gotta make it sound stupid, like you're trying to sound Spanish, but you can't actually speak Spanish.
Madrid. Just like random TH and like random words.
Just literally throw THs in the middle of words, and they'll be, ooh, you're Spanish. Your Spain Spanish is good.
What is this? Watermelon? Give me some of that watermelon.
Gracias.
Is that a hamburger? Can I please have a hamburger?
fucking hamburger.
Is that a hot dog?
Hamburguesa?
What is that? Withine? Like what? What?
Pollo frito?
I think, we may just do the whole podcast in Spanish eventually.
All right, that's it. And not just Spanish. I want it translated into Spain Spanish for our fucking.
We should do that. We should do like an entire podcast that we like. No, we're not going to do this because it would take way too long. But like we like rewrite. We like it's a scripted podcast and we just Google translate it and that's how we. But it's just us reading it the whole time.
This is driving me nuts now. I can't remember what the fucking dialect called. Castilian, except it's probably Castilian.
Castilian.
It's fucking awesome.
Castilla. Ricky Rubio. Pau Gasol.
Was that just us making fun of another culture for 8 minutes, or?
No, it's like that was what I was saying. Like I mean, we weren't doing it like to be mean. I was just saying like I feel like that's how like you're like, oh, that guy knows his Spanish words. Like that guy really knows Spanish.
I am Spanish adjacent. I'm close, but not quite there.
Again, I never took Spanish ever in my life.
Restaurant Spanish, man. That's where it's at.
German and sign language for a job in radio. Really paid off. All right. I mean, it did. It was okay. Regardless, let's move on. I have some more. I think I still have more things. What else did I have?
Let's keep this rolling. We're buzzing right now.
I think I'm crushing it. Yeah, we're not even drunk yet. Ooh, I did say here's a get rich quick idea. So I was trying to find like a Giants hat. I was looking online, and I know Etsy sometimes has some like cool shit. And I was just like New York Giants hat on Etsy, and I was like maybe they'll have some cool like throwback shit that I could buy. And I just realized that all it is people selling like the 2001 New York Giants sideline hat for like $40. Like if anything is a corduroy hat, any of those corduroy hats are $50 to $60 minimum. Bro, and it's like they're not even like they don't even look like new or anything. It's like these are probably worn hats that somebody wore for like years, and now they're like it's vintage, and it is vintage technically, and they're like just cashing in on it. And like any old band shirt and shit, like we just got to go to Goodwill and like scour the Goodwills, find any band shirt and just throw it on Etsy, dude. Because you can make like $20 on like a $5 shirt.
All right, I need you to run it. I've got a fucking box full of old Packer hats, including one of the corduroy ones, a tie-dye one. Like, you just handle the audio for about 18 seconds while I grab this, and we're gonna have some terrible audio but great visual content in about 18 seconds while I grab this.
It's gonna be so worth it unless you're only listening to the audio version. But no, like for real though, like it's nuts. Just go type in like whatever your favorite team is, like hat or throwback. Just I don't even have to be throwback hat, just hats of your favorite team, and they have like every like NFL sideline hat it was forever. Like I was like, oh, I remember that was the year the Giants won the Super Bowl. Somebody's selling that for $33. And it's like that hat I think was like $25 in. Like the new hats you can get at lids.com, NFLshop.com and all that stuff. Those are like $25, maybe $30 max. And these people are selling decade-old, 20-year-old hats for $40, $50, $60, which is awesome. And I mean, if they're available, maybe that means that nobody's paying for them. But like, if you can ask $70 for a hat, and like that, Pat, those are the kinds of hats that it is.
Like, look at dude. Is this not the most '90s looking fucking hat of all?
That's like a corduroy one. I'm sure that's like that's the exact same Giants hat I was looking for. But it's look like they all look material. Bent like that. They can be bent like that, and that's a $50 hat.
Got a Lambeau Field visor. Like,
wow.
Hold on, where's?
Yeah, Pat's got a bunch of good stuff.
This, I guarantee you, Lil Wayne has the same hat because this is the New Orleans Super Bowl one with a purple fucking bill. See, where else are you gonna find
a festival hat?
I feel like I'm running a like a late night infomercial. Where else are you gonna find a Packers hat with a purple bill?
Etsy, probably. Yo, I'm telling you, we gotta just sell these.
The 1993 75th year of Packers football hat.
That's a one of a kind,
bro.
Maybe not a one of a kind.
I bet you.
Say number one on the back of it. That's cool.
Oh, it does say number one. Bam.
I don't know why. So that is the first of those hats ever made. So
You know what? You know what? I've got a couple of these visors, so now I'm a visor guy now. My sister's wearing. I'm pretty sure that used to be my fucking shirt. She's wearing my Packer shirt right there. Bam.
It was pick a team and wear it to work day.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm happy we did this. Bam. I'm a visor guy now.
That's a visor guy.
Gotta let the lettuce flow out the top. You know, the little thin hair. Just gotta have that crazy hair going up top.
It's looking good, dude.
I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang out with this box now. I like everywhere I go. I'm just gonna do wardrobe changes of hats all day now.
You should.
Yeah.
Just carry one of those like laundry or no, you have to carry it around as the box, but like everywhere you go, like to work tomorrow, take it with you and like just switch it out.
What's the box? You'll see. Just wait about 38 minutes.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Costume
you have a timer every so often.
Dude, this corduroy hat is so fucking dope though.
That's $50. And it is dope. That's why people charge for it.
Well, see, here's the thing.
The fact that somebody's gonna pay for it, it can be old. It's old. It's bent. It's like not like in pristine condition. But none of the ones I saw on Etsy were.
Here's the thing. This is actually pretty fucking pristine condition. It's really not bent. The bill is still like unformed. Like it's got a little bit of a natural bend to it that they give it.
Yeah.
But it's not bent. It's been in a box for 20 years. I mean, this is just a dope hat though.
That's a $50 bill right there, buddy.
Here's the problem with it though, is I can't wear it now because it's really hot. And I don't think corduroy on my head is going to feel good in summer.
But maybe you sell it to somebody in Wisconsin that's looking for a corduroy Packers hat.
I already like,
$50.
I'm getting nostalgic. I can't sell this hat.
Okay, well then, all right. Just some advice, guys. If you have any old shit like that, go check it out on Etsy. And like, you can sell that shit for like $50, $60. I'm not saying like it's wrong to sell it for that much money because people are selling it for that. I wouldn't personally pay $50, $60 for a hat. But like, if someone wanted to pay me $50 or $60 for a hat, yeah, I'm in. That's a little.
Got a bunch.
I didn't realize how easy it was to do that.
The Dream Team figurines in here too.
Ooh. Well, now
that's old school.
We don't know how much that goes for, but
Larry Bird's in here somewhere. There's Pippin. All right.
So that's starting bid $200.
Yeah, no more. We'll go back to all audio. No more visual bits for the rest.
Everybody that was like listening only was like, okay, and then I didn't see any of this stuff.
I feel like, yeah. Well, you know what? Go watch the audio or the video later, guys. You'll see.
Yeah,
you'll all see.
Around 37 minutes. Last thing I really brought in for, I brought so many things, but
I brought show and tell. So
you did. But so I was watching some video online today, and it was of this guy running from the cops, and then I follow a Twitter account that just shares like Pat's got the backwards visor on now. We said we were going to not be visual only, but Pat's going back to visual only. Definitely worth watching the video version if you reach this part at least. But I was watching, like I have a Twitter account that I follow that just has police chases is all it shows and retweets and all of that. And so I was like within like an hour of each other, I just saw like people running from the cops. And I was like, do you think it's like the like biggest high or biggest like, oh fuck, when you're running from cops like that? Like on a high speed chase, I would imagine like that GTA feeling where you're like, yeah, they're after me. But like, that's GTA. Like in real life, when you're driving down a highway going 90 miles an hour in a stolen car, are you like, woo? Like, this is my last moment of glory. Like, this is going to come to an end, obviously. Do I enjoy it? Am I soaking it up? Is this like a buzz that I'm getting? Or am I just like, fuck? Because I feel like I would be a fuck kind of guy.
Why am I doing this? What I should pull over stuff. See, here's the thing. I think most people that are doing that, we're kind of pussies when it comes to that kind of stuff. We tend to think more about consequences than just the goal.
Right.
Like I'm not going to do it because I could get in trouble. That's us. At least now, maybe not when we were 18.
The penalty of it.
But I think most people that are running from the cops are probably like in a rush of it until they hear the helicopter. Because once the helicopter comes out, you're like, I can't escape a copter.
Right.
Like no matter how many hard lefts I take, the helicopter is just, all right, he's over here. Oh, okay, he went into that alley. Oh yeah, he's hiding in a dumpster. Like you're fucked once you hear the helicopter. There's nothing you can do.
Unless you go to a spray station and then paint your car a different color.
Yeah.
And wait.
Or I'm talking about in real life, if you could if you know where maybe there's a manhole cover going down in the sewer and you have knowledge of the sewer systems, if you drive under a bridge, there's a manhole cover where the helicopter loses sight of you, then jump out real quick, leave the car running though, so it still rolls out of there, but you get into that manhole quick. Yeah, you might be able to get away.
It's not impossible. It's just not probable.
No. I mean, people have done it. I mean, shit, I've seen Gone in 60 Seconds. You just need Eleanor.
But do you think it's like, is it a high though that you get? Like when you're like, I'm getting away from these guys, but like, you got to know it's going to come to an end.
For me, it would not be a high. I'd legitimately probably shit my pants.
Cause you're like, all right, well, like, do I just pull over? Cause I'm always like, why don't you just pull over and stop? And I think that's why I wouldn't enjoy it. Cause I would have just pulled over and stopped and it wouldn't be a chase. Yeah.
I mean,
so I guess
you're preaching to the choir here, buddy.
That's probably the easiest way to determine it. Like, is it going to be a high or a low for you? It's going to be a high if you're like, I'm not stopping. Fuck it, dude. I'm pedal to the metal. Let's go. Whereas I would be like, I'm going to pull over. Yes, sir. Let me pull over right now.
But here's the thing also, if it might not be a high because if you're not stopping, it means you've got some shit on you. So you're freaking out because you're like, I'm about to get busted with some weight. Or you're Ricky Bobby and you just want to go fast.
Or you are, was it Keanu Reeves in Rush? Colin Farrell, one of them?
Well, I don't know. I didn't see it. I know Speed was Keanu Reeves.
Speed, not Rush. Speed. Right.
Rush
I was
was
Rush Hour. I was thinking Rush Hour. No, Speed. It was Speed. But you can't go below this speed. So it's like, then the cops will be like, well, is this a speed situation?
I mean, that was Dennis. Oh, that was Keanu, but they were only going like 60 miles an hour in that. It's not that fast.
Yeah, but you wouldn't stop, though. That's the problem. The cops will be like, why isn't this jagaloon stopping? I'd be like, I don't know.
Fucking jagaloon.
That's like what the coaches used to call us in. What are you jagaloons doing over there? You're like, what?
Maybe they called you that. I don't think I've ever fucking heard that.
That seems like such like a dad or like coach to little kids' name. I don't know, but whatever. That's all I had. So it would be a low for me. What about you? Did you bring anything to the table for pre-cum segment?
Man, I have just been working so fucking much.
I'll just carry the team today. No big deal.
Yeah, you need to. I mean, I literally opened the fucking spreadsheet for the first time at, I don't know, what time did I get home? 3:05?
Yeah, our little prep sheet. We share a little Google Doc.
Yeah, I mean, I've been just working all day, every day. Tired. All my stuff that might fall into here just falls into my not cool.
There you go. That works then. Well, let's get moving closer to the not cool segment. Before we do that, we'll tell you about our good friends at Bee's Knees Honey Company. They're back for another exciting round of Pass the Gravy. And it is Father's Day's right around the corner. You know, maybe your dad's looking for some outside the box ideas, some all natural honey. They have beard butters, solid cologne. They have soaps and much more. I gotta tell you what, they sent me a nice little care package. I loved it. Shout out to the gang at Beezy's Honey Company. But I got, the chapstick, got the lip balm. I got some of the beard butter. I got some of I think it was the blackberry honey they sent me. But then the honey butter. And they're like, you can put it on bagels, you can put it on toast, you can put it on just about anything, but we like to eat it out of the jar sometimes. So I was like, well, let me fucking try. And I just dipped a spoon into that bad boy. And I'm telling you, I have probably less than a fourth of it left because I was just scooping spoonfuls of it out of the jar and eating it. It is, it's amazing. And then when I wasn't doing that, I felt like I was being kind of a fatty by just doing that. So like, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to spread it. I didn't have bread or anything. I just had tortillas. So I just spread it in between a tortilla. And a little honey butter. Honey butter is what it is, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah.
Just a little roll up. Yeah.
A little honey butter roll up, dude.
Did you toast the tortilla? Did you toast the tortilla first?
No, I didn't. I was just trying to get I was just trying to get that. Done.
When you spread the honey butter on it too, and it's a little hot, it's real nice. I think what we should do is I want to do a promo shoot for this, and I got
the cinnamon brown sugar honey butter is what they sent me. I want to say, and it was amazing.
I want to do a promo shoot. Now it's going to be a little controversial because I'm going to Winnie the Pooh it. I'm going to wear just a red shirt, no bottoms. And it's going to be pictures of me scooping the honey out with my bare hand and eating it like Winnie the Pooh. Now it's going to be tasteful. I'm not going to show any front or back. It's going to be like side angles. But I think I could be our Winnie the Pooh.
And we'll blur it out if we have to.
No, it's like I said, it's gonna be side angles. Like one, you know how like when they do the body issue for ESPN, where like one leg is strategically a little forward so it covers all your junk.
Yeah,
I'll do those.
That'll
It's
work.
gonna be sexy, but artistic.
But also classy.
Yes.
So classy that it's sexy.
Plus, it's hot outside, so I just want to wear a shirt and no pants.
That works. Sometimes that's the best way to go. But yeah, it's they got great stuff for Father's Day. Okay, so I'm looking on their honey butter, like the kinds that they have. There's one called Lila's Oreo Cookie Honey Butter, $15. I cannot order that fast enough.
What?
If I like the cinnamon and brown sugar one, I can only imagine how amazing the Oreo one is going to be. So I will be ordering about 5 of those after the podcast today. BeesNeesHoneyCompany.com. Go try it. Try the honey butter. If you don't like it, you know what? I'll refund you for your honey butter.
You'll
guarantee you are going to fucking love it. Bees Knees does not have a bad thing in the bunch. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. And when you use our promo code PTG10, you're going to get 10% off of your order. That's BeesNeesHoneyCompany.com. Promo code PTG10 for 10% off of your order. Go support the people supporting the podcast. Tag them on Twitter and Instagram. They're at Bees Knees Honey 1 on Twitter and at Bees Knees Honey Co. on Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. Bees Knees Honey Company, the best honey butter. Get the honey butter. The honey butter. Do it. I can't wait to try the Oreo honey butter. BeesNeesHoneyCompany.com. Get some shit from them. BeesNeesHoneyCompany.com. Promo code PTG10 for 10% off at checkout. BeesNeesHoneyCompany.com. Let's get into the Comeback Kid segment. It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch. Our first Comeback Kid this week is 69. Nice. Nice. 69, dude.
Dude.
69.
Nice.
So today I set I woke up, like I get up like 3:15, so my alarm first goes off. I did set an alarm for 4:20 this morning just so I could screenshot my phone on 4:20. Just so I could post and say, nice.
Shit.
And it was pretty sick.
If we had been a little bit faster, it's 4:21
Oh,
now.
we just
I could have done
4:21 on 6/9.
Damn.
Well, Fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks. Man, you and your just, I don't know, Christian curses? Is that what we'll call them?
Fiddlesticks.
Like, the shit you keep throwing out is stuff that Philip Rivers definitely says. I'm going to call them Christian curses because I've never heard a name for all these kind of things. Yeah. I like that.
In college, I tried to make it a thing. You know, Darling Like a Marlin obviously made that a thing. It's caught on. There's a beer after it that I'm drinking right now. So that's a thing. You can't ever deny that now, Pat.
Of course.
And say that Darling Like a Marlin isn't a great idea or that it's not a thing. But I did try and make it catch on between me and my roommates. And it worked between me and my roommates, but not with anyone else. Instead of saying like, fuck, it was just being like, well, rattlesnakes. Like, instead of like, well, shit. Like, I was like, say like rattlesnakes is it's just, it makes it funnier. No matter what.
Oh, phooey.
Man, I can't find my keys. Rattlesnakes. And it's like, well, that kind of makes sense because like you don't want to come across rattlesnakes. You're like, rattlesnakes.
Can you stop saying rattlesnakes?
Rattlesnakes. It's either rattlesnakes or fiddlesticks.
I'll take fiddlesticks. I hate rattlesnakes.
What are fiddlesticks? I don't even know what they are.
I don't know either.
It's just sticks you fiddle with.
It's a
fun
word to say.
Are they literally the bow of a fiddle?
Could be. Or is it the sticks that make up the fiddle? Well, fiddles don't make up sticks.
So a stick fiddle might.
Could be. Could be.
Something to think about. Moving on, though. Yeah, 69's back, dude. Happy 6-9 day. No real reason other than just it's
6-9.
Yeah, so like how cool is it we're recording on 6-9 day? So
also, you know what this means? It happens in exactly 1 month. We're in the 1 month countdown now. Your boy's turning 31.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say Big Brother, but Big Brother starts the 7th, so you'll be turning 31 during Big Brother season. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever really celebrate it anymore, but
well, we'll celebrate it here on the pod.
I'm sure I'll get drunk on my couch. That's usually just what I do.
We'll celebrate here on the pod and we're not recording. It's a Friday, so no, we won't celebrate on the pod.
I've literally celebrated my birthday the exact same way for like the last 5 years. Just I get home from work and I just drink on the couch and then I go to work the next day.
You pick up some whiskey. Birthday week.
I always have whiskey.
He's sitting in a bath of whiskey as we speak right now, actually. But yeah, 6'9", 69's back. On our other comeback kid this week, Floyd Mayweather and I guess also Logan Paul. They had a skirmish, a fight, a boxing match. That's what you want to call it, an exhibition match in the ring they had on Sunday. I didn't buy the fight. I'm glad I didn't buy the fight. Floyd Mayweather did basically what Floyd Mayweather always does. Logan Paul maybe got knocked down, but Floyd held him up. I don't know. But like the fact that there was no winner, like there were no judges, there was not going to be, unless it was like a knockdown. I don't think there's any winner declared. I mean, Floyd definitely won. I think he had like 7 of 14 punches he landed, and then Logan Paul landed 7 of 73. So I'm going to go ahead and say just numbers wise, again, PTV Sports Stats would say that 7 out of 14 is a better average than 7 out of 43.
Was that his total punches or was that just jabs? I heard it was jabs 14.
Maybe it was jabs or some shit.
I know Floyd never, he just makes people miss and just points people with jabs anyway, but if he only threw 14 total punches through 8 rounds, sheesh.
I mean, but that's what we thought. Chad Johnson fought on the card, so I guess Chad Johnson's also back. Shout out to him in our intro. Chad, please.
Ocho Cinco, love him.
I saw he did get knocked down, but I did see according to Twitter by a lot of people that it seemed like he won 3 of the 4 rounds he was in. So I'll take Twitter's word. Twitter wouldn't lie to me.
I wish Floyd had just actually knocked him out. Because if Floyd Mayweather wanted to, I mean, Logan Paul. I fucking hate Jake. Actually, I think Logan's a pretty cool dude. He would have never landed a punch on Floyd if he didn't want it to happen. And Floyd probably could have ended it in 2 rounds if he wanted.
I think so, yeah.
But why? Just dance around for 8 rounds.
And then he left.
And then maybe you can do another.
Right. And then Floyd, he even walked out, said again, in his press conference, he's like, yeah, I'm probably the best at legalized bank robberies, I would say. And one of my favorite quotes was because there was always money can't buy you happiness. And they were like, well, how do you feel with people saying you stole their money? And then he was like, he said yeah, I'm the best at legalized bank robbing. But they always say you got to leave your kids a legacy. Well, kids can't eat a legacy. My kids can't eat a legacy.
His fights were never exciting.
And that was always but that was against professional boxers. But you just thought maybe going against not a professional boxer that he would be a little bit better. But he's also older. He's also smaller, significantly smaller. And so yeah, I don't think he tried as hard. He knew that he was getting $100 million to show up, walk into that building. There was no way he was going to be denounced the loser because he knew he wasn't going to get knocked out. And there were no judges to say that he lost by decision or anything. So he didn't have anything to lose. He just had $100 million to gain. If you told me just go and fight Logan Paul, Alex, you're going to get your ass knocked out, I'd be like, yeah, all right. $100 million. Yes.
Have they said that's what he made? I thought they didn't release money yet.
Well, I think that's what he was saying.
Okay, because then somebody was asking me, and I would say the baseline of the smallest he probably made was 10 million. But also Floyd doesn't get out of bed for 10 million. If it's a fight, he's gonna make. And plus, the pay-per-view numbers are gonna be huge off of this kind of thing, and it's. I mean, I don't buy these things. They're terrible.
I bought the McGregor one, or I went to. I bought the McGregor one, but it's I don't care about Logan Paul fighting, dude. And when you're saying
You went? Wasn't that the night of the flood?
Yeah, I went to my brother's friend, had some people
Oh,
over.
yeah.
We Ubered there, got stuck there, had to walk all the way home the next day.
I just remember it kept cutting in and out the
Yeah,
power, so we kept
pissed.
or the cable, so we kept having to rewind back to the point we're at. So by the time the fight ended, we were like 30 minutes behind where the fight actually was because we didn't want to miss any of it. That was fucking brutal. But that's just, I mean, especially with Floyd, I'm never going to buy these just because his fights were never fun to watch.
I just don't care about boxing, dude. I don't care.
Either. But like some of them, like if there was one of these celebrity ones that interested me,
I kind of want to watch the Tyron Woodley one though. I'm not gonna lie. So I do to an extent. And people are saying like it's ruining boxing, like these fake fights and all these. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if it's ruining boxing or if it's like to me it's like a different sport.
It is.
It's like
and it's
celebrity fisticuffs.
What's ruining boxing ruined itself by pushing everything to a pay-per-view. They used to have Friday night fights. Every Friday you could tune into ESPN, watch boxing like clockwork every fucking time. Now you can never watch boxing unless you pay $60 for it. It's these overblown huge fight. Nobody knows the sport because nobody can watch it. You can't watch boxing on a random fucking Wednesday. And anytime you do watch it, it's literally dudes you've never heard of. They don't promote the sport well. They don't have it covered anywhere. It's
not like a great American fighter that not being like xenophobic or whatever, but it's like I feel like that's the same way with tennis. Like there's not an American dude that plays tennis. Like we have Serena, we got her. But we don't have in the male game. Like there's like Nadal and Federer, and they're not American. It's like we're not gonna give a fuck until we got Americans in there.
Well, I mean,
America is generally, I guess, but like, yeah, I just
I'd say for the last 20 years, the only thing you've heard anything about is heavyweight boxing. Since Tyson, that's it. Now I can name probably the top two. I can't remember the other guy's name. Everybody can name, or most casual sports fans can probably name two boxers in the world that are still currently fighting.
Canelo and Triple G.
Oh, sorry, I'll make it four then, because I forgot about Canelo and Triple G. But it's Tyson Fury. And I can't remember the dude that he's fighting again, who they just keep fighting each other. Anthony
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, something like that. The guys that they keep fighting. They're the biggest things. But like, okay, so Canelo and Triple G, I forgot about them. But there you go. I forgot about them.
I don't know, maybe Tyson back in the American, day. But like, I just don't care. Like,
Tyson's a literal gypsy from England. His entire family line is fucking gypsies. They call him the Gypsy King. He's fucking hilarious. I love Tyson Fury.
Well, like what you were saying, it kind of goes back, in my opinion, to what you were just saying about the pay-per-view, how boxing went exclusively pay-per-view. And I think what is going to be incredible to see over the next decade or so. Like you kind of saw this with hockey too. When hockey went on the strike, they lost those TV contracts. Then hockey had Outdoor Life Network was hockey's network that they were on, and like hockey went, like the ratings were shit. People didn't have a way to watch them unless you paid money for them. So like the just like overall notoriety of hockey was way down after the strike. And I think that like boxing has kind of done that to itself. And then the UFC now getting a deal with ESPN where there's fight nights almost every single weekend on ESPN, and the few times that they're not on ESPN or ESPN2, they're on ESPN Plus. You can get for $5 a month or whatever. It's like you don't have a favorite. You don't have a rooting interest if you don't regularly watch it. And if you can't for free regularly watch boxing and be like, oh, hey, I've seen that guy fight on like that's the cool part about UFC. Like you start to like Tanner Boser. I like him because he's been fighting on like every fifth fight night over the last like year. It feels like he's this big Canadian bearded dude. He's fucking cool. He lost this past weekend, but it's like Tanner Boser. Oh fuck, I didn't know Boser's on the card. And it's like I don't really know too much about him, but he's a fun dude to watch fight. And like I only know that through free fight nights that I get to watch, or like the random times you see him on an undercard. So then you can kind of build like a likeness to somebody. You can be like, oh, I enjoy watching that guy fight. I enjoy watching this guy fight. Or else you're just going to have the McGregors. Like that's going to be it. And now that ESPN has that, like UFC is more talked about, ESPN's going to talk about UFC more. They're going to start talking about hockey more. I think hockey's going to start getting pushed back to the front with ESPN taking over their TV deal. But yeah, boxing, like they randomly have fights, but it's like, I don't know who these guys are. I don't fucking care.
That's obviously the big one is UFC has boxing. killed itself, but UFC put the nail in the coffin because it's a more exciting combat sport.
It
There's
gave me an
more ways
entirely
to do
different
it.
option, to watch.
Yeah, there's more knockouts because it's lighter gloves. So literally, and yes, you could say in boxing any punch can drop someone, but in UFC it's more likely because there's less protection on the gloves. But it's any punch, any knee, any elbow, any kick can drop you. You can get fucking choked out. And they've just UFC did everything that I said boxing stopped doing. They promote the shit out of everything. They're on TV all the time. The Ultimate Fighter was massive for them.
And now it's back. I know it's only like ESPN Plus, but still.
I remember at the very beginning, like the first fighter I remember ever watching in the UFC was George St. Pierre. It was on TV. I was with some buddies. I think it was in college or something. Maybe it was even high school. We turned it on and I was like, oh, for the first time in my life, there's something cool about being French Canadian. It was just George. And this was before he ever even won a title. This was like young GSP. And he just mopped the fucking floor with the guy he was fighting, kicked ever living shit out of this guy. And I was like, all right, this is my dude. I like this. I was like, he's exciting. He's fucking kickboxing. He's throwing legs everywhere. He's wrestling, but getting back on the feet to keep it exciting. Whereas boxing, for the first 3 rounds, nobody throws a fucking punch because they don't want to get caught. Like they're just feeling each other out. And that happens in UFC from time to time too.
Right.
Where like especially when it's big heavyweights, they just don't want to get caught. But like UFC, most people's favorite fighter is not just the heavyweight, which is all you know in boxing now. Like McGregor's not a heavyweight, and Anderson Silva was never one.
They have
like,
other
they do
UFC
a great job top
events,
to bottom.
But they have like
even the lowest weight classes of UFC, you see fucking knockouts nightly.
Yeah.
It's just an exciting sport.
And I know that they have Bellator now, and like I don't know the other names of the ones that they have, but they have like those other like MMA leagues and stuff.
Yeah.
And I get that those are big deals and stuff. I know like Chris Cyborg is in one, but like just like the UFC is the number one, and everybody knows the UFC is the number one. And like in boxing, it's like, isn't fucking Canelo a heavyweight champ? And it isn't Tyson Fury also a heavyweight champ? And there's like 87 different boxing.
I don't think Canelo's heavyweight.
Well, but like they always have these unification belts where
like, there's 14 belts.
But UFC, it's like when somebody vacated their belt because they went to a different weight class or they're not fighting or whatever, then like that's when there's a unification bout because then you have the interim champ or whatever. That's when they fight. Boxing, it's like, well, you're the WBC heavyweight champ, and this guy's the CBG heavyweight champ, and this guy's the TCBY heavyweight champ, and this guy's the ESPN heavyweight champ. Who's the real heavyweight champ? And it's like, just fight each other, but they don't, because boxing cares so much about your record and getting the next fight, where the UFC is like, bro, can you fight in a month? We'll throw you back on there. Like, that's especially like, during the pandemic, kids were fighting like every month. There were guys that like, you got a knockout, you could come back and fight the next month.
That's the best and one of the worst things about the UFC too is having Dana White as basically just the overlord of everything. Where, yeah, they don't pay their fighters enough. They really fucking don't. But also, like, Dana does a good job of going, if you're not going to fight, you're not going to be like constantly moving forward and pushing to help the brand, then fuck you. We don't need you. Yeah, we'll get other fighters in here that are just as exciting. But we are the top sport, so we are going to pay you more than anybody else still does. And if you're not willing to help us, we won't fucking help you. So it pushes everything forward. Like I said, they don't pay, unless you're one of the top guys like McGregor, you don't get paid enough. And even McGregor had to fight through that shit and be like, listen, I'm not doing press conferences unless you pay me more. I'm driving all the ticket sales. I'm doing this, but you can't get that leverage until you're at the top. But like,
once you get to the top, you can throw dollies through windows and stuff. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You can punch old guys in bars, and I'm still going to love you because you're entertaining.
It just works that way. Yeah, I don't like. Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, they're back. So we were on topic. We were on topic.
We were.
Robert would be proud. We went off on a tangent, but we were on topic. Oh, love you, Robert. I know he's probably editing this right now. Also a comeback kid this week. The USFL, the United States Football League, is it's going to relaunch in the spring of 2022. So next year, they've got a lot of the names, like the rights to a bunch of the names, And so you can see a lot of those teams are going to have at least 8 teams they've said so far. And it's got to deal with Fox Sports. So that's like another spring league that should be competing against the XFL.
I mean, one of their flagship franchises was the Houston Gamblers. Are we going to have teams in every sport or every league now? Is the Houston Gamblers coming back?
I mean, obviously we are Roughnecks First podcast. We are Roughnecks podcast.
We are, but that's the thing. Like, how many spring leagues do they think are going to happen now? Like, because the XFL,
have the spring league right now. They have that.
The XFL is definitely coming back. Well, that's just holdover. That's I'm not worried about that one. They're not a major one. The CFL is a solid league. I wish we could watch more CFL in the States.
Because it's on during the same time. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem with the CFL. It's like, if you had the CFL on in like the spring every year, we'd be like, oh, football's on. It's like the XFL. All I wanted was something to watch on weekends. It's also football. Like Sam Houston playing the FCS playing spring football this year was fucking awesome because every Saturday or Sunday I could just turn it on and watch college football. And I loved that. And it's like, I have football year round, basically. That's the beauty. That's the goal. And the XFL gave us that for a little bit last year until fuck you, COVID, until that happened. And, you know, I think now USFL against XFL, I don't know if they're both going to be able to work. One of them's going to have to fold.
Maybe they merge.
The USXFL.
I don't hate it. Now, it's too much. You either going to go with the USFL or the XFL. I have a feeling that the XFL will win out. They've got Vince McMahon behind it.
No, not anymore.
I thought he was still a minority in there though. Is it just The Rock?
Maybe he just sold the majority.
Maybe not.
The Rock and his wife, I believe.
I actually think I'm making that up in my head. So if XFL has any sort of traction, I have a feeling. I mean, if the USFL does, if there's no Vince McMahon, USFL will win.
Does Donald Trump get a team again?
I was gonna say, can you do it without the Donald?
I mean, yeah, you probably could. You could actually do the old USFL more without the Donald because he ran it into the ground.
He ruined it. And he is much more polarizing even now than he was back then.
There's for those of you that don't care, just we don't need to break it down, but there's a great 30 for 30 on the USFL. I can't remember what the name of it was, but just like go Google like USFL 30 for 30 on ESPN. And if you have the ESPN Plus app, like you can go watch it there. It's a pretty quick one too. But it's about like how the USFL like tried to compete with the NFL, and it lasted for 3 years. It seems like it lasted a lot longer just because like we were like not really old or alive when that was going on. And like Herschel Walker got drafted there. I think it was Steve Young, Jim Kelly, like a bunch of like.
Jim Kelly was on the Houston Gamblers.
But the way they would get these players out of college was they would just pay more than the NFL. They didn't have the money, so they weren't able to like last long, but they would just pay like Herschel Walker an exuberant amount of money more than he would get in the NFL, which is why they got these guys. And then they folded, but Donald Trump tried to compete with the NFL and didn't. And then he tried to sue the NFL, saying they had a monopoly, and the court just kind of like laughed at it. He did win the court case.
They won. They proved that the NFL had a monopoly. But the NFL had such better lawyers that they're like, you can prove it, and there's nothing you can do.
Like, yeah, but like you also had an opportunity to compete. And they got a $1 in their settlement. Like it was a $1 settlement. So that's basically how the USFL ended. I don't know how it's going to work out when it comes back, especially if it's going against the XFL. We're an XFL podcast, but the USFL, it's cool. It's always good to have football back. And the USFL had some cool team names.
They did here's the thing. If you bring back the Houston Gamblers, I think I can get on board, especially if you fully embrace sports betting with it. You put kiosks at the game where you can live bet. See, that's difficult in Texas, though. I don't know if you can do that in Texas.
So, yep, that idea is not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. If Tillman owns the team and he can lobby Texas to allow it, there's time. It's just short amount of time. He might be able to get it done to allow Texas to have sports books, not full-on gambling, but sports books. We could make this happen. If we can have the Houston Gamblers and we can gamble at the game, I think I'm in.
Just give me my Roughnecks back. That's what I care about most.
I want my Roughnecks out.
Our next comeback kid is illegal substances. Not drugs, but big illegal substances in baseball. Because Pat, I don't know if you know this, but some guys use illegal substances in baseball.
And I think we've covered this, and I've had the same stance for years. It's always been understood that pitchers use pine tar and shit like that to better control the ball. Because who wants a guy throwing 90 miles an hour that can't control his fastball and he's throwing at your head on accident because he can't control it?
Yeah.
And that has been the thinking forever and ever and ever. And especially now, once the guys start throwing more, there's a lot more guys throwing 95 plus, 96. There's a lot more guys throwing 100 than ever before. But it has gotten out of hand with the shit that they're using. Now that everyone knows about spin rate and stuff like that, before it was just, you'd put a little pine tar on your hat just so you could have.
But it was like, just don't be fucking obvious about it. Just don't be fucking obvious.
Yeah, and you can, maybe you have a little better grip on your curveball and you can throw a little better. But the trade-off was, nobody wants to be hit by a fastball in the fucking head. Now it's gotten to the point where everyone understands analytics and shit so much that they're doing it, where like a guy that even if he used it would have an average slider is now only in the majors because they figured out how to make a, 2,000 RPM spin rate slider into a elite pitch in the NFL, like 2,500 RPM slider, which I still don't even understand these numbers. I've just heard them. It's gotten to the point where you see it like it's like physically manifesting in the game now. Nobody can fucking hit anymore. Pitchers are dominating the game like
they just had to dead in the ball because people were hitting too many home runs last year. Now there's too many. There's too many no hitters, so people are mad about it. It's like you gotta fucking pick one or the other.
Baseball used to be your best pitchers, like regardless, they become your starters because they're your workhorses. They're the best guys in there, and then you get to the bullpen, and you have guys that you can hold on to the game. Now everyone had like the analytics of it has changed so much, and everyone has crazy breaking shit that you got to hit the starting pitcher because once you get to the bullpen, you're fucked. Everyone throws either 100 or they've got a 4-foot breaking slider, and you can't hit that shit. So it's getting to the point where baseball's actually finally had to go, wait, we can't just let this go anymore because now everyone's throwing such ungodly shit that we want more offense in baseball. That's what people say. Baseball's too boring and it goes too slow and there's not enough action. Well, now that these pitchers are doing this, you're like, fuck, there is no action.
Yeah.
Like it's exciting when it's Jacob deGrom, a starting pitcher who's throwing 100 miles an hour with ungodly breaking shit and he's killing everything. Unfortunately, he's on a shit team like the Mets. So every game is 1-0 still because he can't get any run support. It's another thing when it's completely league wide and I think batting average across the league, like for the entire league, has dropped like 20 points in the last 3 years because it's getting fucking out of hand.
Wait, what happened 3 years ago? That like, was there some sort of scandal 3 years ago that like a bunch of teams may have had to change how they did a bunch of things? Not one specific team, but like a bunch of teams.
I was saying, are you talking about when the Red Sox won 3 years ago?
You're right. I mean, that too.
Been caught twice.
That too.
That was 3 years ago.
But I'm saying like it's funny like when you look at it because like I've seen like the last week or two they're like Trevor Bauer, his spin rate has gone down ever since baseball said they were going to penalize people for using banned substances. And it's like, yeah, but you know who else's like spin rates have gone down? Most of the other really good pitchers have as well, which is kind of right. Yeah. Cole's also, but it's like a lot of those guys have as well. And it's like, yeah, because like that's what was like most pitchers were using that. And it's the same thing with like the Astros weren't the only team fucking doing shit that was shady. A lot of teams are doing shit that was shady. The Astros just got called out on it. And then like in the last 2 years, teams have been like, fuck, we got to stop doing that. Like we're gonna get caught. And I think you've seen like a lot of like there's an evening out of shit. And I think it's going to happen that way.
Which when you think about it, it was okay. Pitchers are doing this, but hitters are also doing this. They know it's coming, but it's still breaking 8 fucking inches. So now that hitters can't do that and nobody can fucking hit anymore, now they're like, oh fuck, we got to look at what pitchers are doing. It will settle and it'll figure out, but it's gonna be one of those things. All these pitchers that have been doing ridiculous shit for the last 4 or 5 years, all the top name guys, all of a sudden those ERAs are gonna start creeping up again. Because now they can't use any sort of substance. Because if you get caught,
it's a 10-game suspension or some shit.
Yeah, well, I think it's the first time you get caught, it's 1 game and a fine. Second time, it's 10 games. And they're instructing umpires, listen, we've let this go for 30 years. We got to start checking it now.
That's baseball's MO. Is like, hey, you know what? We let this get out of hand. You're right. We could have policed this back way forever ago, but we thought it was cool to just let this happen. Not now. Like, that's it. Steroids. Yeah, okay, they were fine at first, but you're right. It's a bad idea. Okay, they're out. Now you're all in trouble. And they're like, but we grew up thinking that was the way to do it. Now you have a generation of pitchers that has been just putting shit, like they've learned that you need to use this stuff to help you pitch. And they're about to be like, nope. Not anymore. Figure it out. You're going to have a bunch of guys that have to either figure it out quick or they're going to be out of that league.
Yeah. Because these hitters are so fucking good. And they're still going to be dominant. Like DeGrom. You've seen a lot of pitchers since it started to break. A lot of pitchers started getting hit more. DeGrom, no. He's just maybe
he's
the
using
nastiest.
Steroids, obviously.
He's just maybe the nastiest pitcher that's ever picked up a baseball.
Very likely. Very
it's very early in his career, but like the shit he's doing, you've just never seen. He's got like something like 30-40% of all pitches this year that have been over 100 miles an hour. Just him.
It's pretty nuts.
It's hilarious to like if you look at Mets lines, if you guys bet on sports like we do, if you just scroll through every day without looking at names, you can tell when Jacob DeGrom is pitching. Because like, oh, that Mets line is way different. And then you look it up. Yep, DeGrom is pitching.
Yep.
Because they suck. They suck. And when he pitches, they are a favorite.
Every
so they're going to win one. They're going to win 1-0. Bet the under on that game.
But Cole was getting a bunch of like everybody's like, why don't you answer the question, Cole? And I kind of get what Cole did when a couple of days ago they're like, well, have you ever used a banned substance or whatever is it, Spider Tack? I think was specific with that. Have you ever used Spider Tack? And he was like, he stopped. He was about to say something. He stopped. And he was like, I don't know how to answer that question, man. Maybe Major League Baseball, they want to define some rules and we can have a discussion about it. But what he basically was doing was like, I will not incriminate myself. I don't know if me saying, yes, I have is then going to get me suspended. I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to say, if Major League Baseball wants to explain like from now on, then there will be suspensions. But like, I'm not going to say something, get tripped up on this question and then get suspended later on because of it.
I have no problem with what he said. I agree with everything he said. The way he said it was the worst possible way he could have said it. He's
you could tell, but he was thinking what he had to. He was processing like, all right, how do I say this the correct way? And I think sometimes you could tell back and do that though. He didn't want to misspeak and fuck himself.
As he was saying it, you could tell he was thinking, how the fuck did I not already plan an answer for this?
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there going, my PR team is
the PR team to be like,
my PR team
no
is
more
fired.
questions.
He's like, my PR team is fired.
You guys didn't have
they didn't prepare me for this.
No notes at all.
Like, yes. And like I said, I've been saying it for years. We all know pitchers use it. When they ask, you're just going to be like, I'm not saying we all do, but we all fucking, it's the same thing with like how it was with steroids and every other baseball scandal. Everyone that actually follows baseball has known all of these things were going on for years. It's just, it gets blown up to a national thing and all the casuals get pissed about it. Like everyone knew steroids were happening. Everyone knew teams were fucking using cameras to catch people and use it. Now, once you use cameras, it does go across the line, but everyone knows sign stealing is a thing and it happens.
Right.
Everyone's known for 30 years that pitchers use shit to help better control the pitches. It's just eventually everything gets to a point where it blows up big and all the casuals get like, I can't believe they were doing this. And everyone who knows the game is like, you don't follow this game.
It was like when people like started watching like Gen Z people started watching like Friends in The Office and they're like, here's my BuzzFeed article about why the top 12 reasons that The Office is offensive. And it's like, you obviously didn't watch The Office. Like, it's just like, dude, this isn't for you. If you're going to get mad about it, don't worry about it. We don't need you watching the game. It's fine. That's why, like,
I don't know what else to say about it.
Cheating should be allowed. I don't fucking care. Everybody do steroids. Use whatever fucking shit you want to do to make the ball break. Fucking use a camera. I don't know, dude. I want chaos. Chaos is fun. I always root for chaos.
I actually think chaos is going to be more rampant now that they're getting rid of it. Like I get why they did,
but they need to be allowed to do steroids too.
But also, here's the thing: now I think it's gonna even back out again. It's not gonna be, oh, I can get to the majors because I can throw 100. If you still can't control that fucking ball, and now you can't do anything. You can't throw a slider that's gonna keep you in the majors because you can't use this ridiculous sticky tack. I think chaos is gonna happen again because the hitters are still so fucking good. Like professional hitters in the major leagues, I think are the most talented athletes in all sports. Because the ability to hit
that than anything else in sports, I think.
Especially like the elite of the elite that can hit literally anything. Like Barry Bonds might be the greatest baseball player that ever lived. I don't care if he was on steroids or not. That dude hit everything. Tony Gwynn.
You said to hit it.
Tony Gwynn actually might be the greatest hitter of all time. That dude never struck the fuck out.
Well, Pete Rose.
I would still probably put Ted Williams over Pete Rose, but I'm just like, these guys are the most ridiculously talented people on the planet with some of the greatest eyebesight of all time.
Actually,
that's why Ted Williams was a great fucking fighter pilot too.
I would say golf. Golf.
No.
It's like the best golfer in the world is like because it looks easy because other people can golf.
No, they're just mentally strong. Like golf might be the most mentally draining sport, but I wouldn't say they're the most physically talented or just most talented athletes out there.
I would say it's just because there's less people.
Well, you got to be super mentally strong to play golf at a professional level because it's just you out there. Yeah, you've got your caddy.
No, you don't. Bryson DeChambeau plays.
But I mean, he's mentally strong. He's mentally strong, but he's also just a little bitch. He's not as mentally strong as the other people, but he's more mentally strong than the average person. He's just a little pussy.
So. Dude, they should also what they should do to help baseball. Then, if like we did a couple months ago about how to make baseball better with like spike pits and all this. They should like each team should have for one at bat. You get to pick it at any point, but you get to pitch. Like the other team has to pitch with a softball. Like they have to use a softball to pitch. And then you also have one where the other team can you have to get one of those little mini bats. It's like the little mini bats that they give away at the door. Like for like first 1,000 fans get a whatever team mini bat. That's what you have to bat with. But the pitcher has to bat with a little bouncy ball. Like one that you would get out of a little 25-cent machine.
I would say, forget the softball idea.
So maybe 2 at bats a game. It'd be fun.
If you want to just say that there's 1 at bat a game where you can just go, you point at somebody in the field and you go, okay, you have to be the pitcher this time. And the pitcher has to play your position.
Blindfolded.
No, not blindfolded. Because like, you don't understand. If you pick up a softball, that will destroy your elbow because it's a lot heavier ball and it's just different. But if you just have 1 a game, which I don't actually believe any of this because this is stupid and it's trying to destroy a sport I love. But if you're gonna give it a weird rule, just 1 at bat a game, you get to pick the what player it is, and that pitcher has to cover that position. That would be funny to me.
That would be pretty funny.
We're gonna put Yordan Alvarez on the mound, and Lance has to go out to left field.
Go. Yeah.
Like that. That'd be funny.
All right, we got one last comeback kid this week.
Or if they get to pick a position player, but you get to pick the position player. Because I'm pretty sure we would always throw Carlos Correa on the mound.
Yeah.
He's got an absolute cannon. Like, fine, you can take Carlos, but he's going to throw 98 miles an hour to the plate. There you go.
Done.
Okay.
All right, our final comeback kid this week is taxes, because rich people aren't paying taxes or something like that. There was
I don't know. I heard something that Bezos didn't pay any taxes last year or something.
I don't know. They were doing whatever where they could get like tax breaks. Rich people use tax breaks. Breaking news.
Hey, yeah, let's have the exact same. Let's have the exact same conversation we just had. This shit's been going on forever, and people that just never followed it didn't know.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying either side. I'm not on either side. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but like, I just know that the internet was really mad about it.
There's a chart out there somewhere that shows your ability to hire tax lawyers and the taxes you actually pay going down.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, we pay taxes because we don't know any better. people that are super rich, they can afford to hire people that know better and drastically drop their taxes. That's
crazy how rich people can afford things that we can't afford. That's crazy.
I know. God, I was told that life was always going to be fair.
But yeah, you did have to pay taxes this year. It was an Olympic year, so every 4 years. But people were upset about it.
Speaking of which, the IRS, like 4 days ago, sent me an extra $216 and some odd cents. I can't figure out why. Don't really care. I haven't tried to figure out why.
Just take it.
I got no idea why.
You don't ask questions.
I was telling this to a coworker, and she was like, well, didn't Biden say something about, like, if you have children, they're going to start giving you an extra $300 a month? I was like, well, one, I don't know. I really don't follow anything anymore. And two, I don't have any fucking children. Like, if I've got children out there was some very blacked out nights that I don't remember. And also, apparently the government knows and I don't. If there's going to be money for it.
And those kids are not going to get any of it.
Nope.
Because I don't know where they are.
Yeah, I don't know them. Fuck them. They show up, I'm like, yeah, not my problem. You didn't find me in time. If your mother wanted me in the picture, she would have found me. And honestly, I think she made a good call not having me around.
She won that. Yeah, in the end, she came out better for it.
Hey, I don't know why the IRS sent me the money. And also, that was the other thing I told her. And I was like, yeah, but also they didn't send me $300. They sent me $216.72. I don't know what the fuck the IRS is doing, but much like every other government agency, they're probably not. Actually, IRS is probably the only government agency that works efficiently because it's money.
Yeah, I guess.
They're not going to give you 1 cent that they don't have to.
Don't understand the fucking, like, why do we have to figure out what we owe? Like, why don't you send us a fucking bill at the end of the year? You fucking do it. You know, you want me to pay you, just send me the fucking bill.
I'm happy we live in the age of the internet, because if TurboTax was not around,
right? If
not a fucking chance.
I'd be so fucked.
If I was born 15 years earlier, I don't think I would have ever paid taxes once.
You're living on the lam.
I
was never given a name.
I mean, I guess you could still go to guys and shit back then. They'd be like, bring all of your pay stubs. I'll be like, I don't fucking keep them.
Yeah,
who the fuck keeps
every
a pay
receipt you have ever had? Like
what? I buy bagels 3 times a week. I don't get receipts.
Well, start holding on to them. Have a bagel folder filed under B.
Thank you for picking up on that.
Shout out Mitch Hedberg. Yeah. All right. So yeah, taxes, dude. I don't know. I didn't really want to talk too much about it, but I just thought people were really mad about it, so I had to come back.
If we all had the money, we'd all do it. We would all do it.
That's my thing. And it's like, it's easy to be like not rich and be like, well, if I was rich, I'd do this with my money and this with my money. And it's like, Jeff Bezos does a fuckload of stuff with his money. If you're like, yeah, well, the Jeff Bezos, that's like finding couch cushions. Just changing your couch cushion. It's like, yeah, but it was like $6 billion he just gave to somebody.
He employs like 1/20th of the world. That's not even close to true, but like, come on.
But like, you don't do shit like that with like having like some sort of shady practices.
Yeah, I'm not saying he shouldn't pay taxes. Dude's super rich. Pay some fucking taxes, man. But like, yeah, he gets tax breaks because he does a lot of charity and other shit. And I don't want to learn how this works because it's just gonna piss me off. I don't care.
It's like, yeah, the people that like make you watch they try and get you to watch those like meat videos, which shows how like meat's made and how like cows are dealt with. It's like, no, I don't want to watch that.
People are, I'm guessing.
I want to just enjoy the beef, and I don't want to know exactly what happened, and I don't want to see all the gory stuff. I just want to see the end product.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'll eat a hot dog in a goddamn slaughterhouse. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, like, I don't care because I've never owed money in my life on taxes. I know people that she's like, every year I select more money to pay out of my actual paycheck every year. Like, I don't know what the regular base is that they take out of your taxes. Let's say they take 2% out of all. She's like, I pay like 8% out of every paycheck just to. She's like, I still owed $7,000 this year. I was like, sweet, I got 900 back. You make more than me. I don't care. I've never once owed money in taxes.
How's being a billionaire feel?
Yeah, the second that the government tells me I owe them more money at the end of the year, that's when I'll care about billionaires not paying taxes. Until then, I don't fucking care. Money isn't real to me anyway. I make what I make, and then at the end of the year, I get a little bump, and I fucking buy more booze and gamble with it. I'm a very simple man.
Hold on. I'm having some audio issues on my end right now. I'm having to switch over.
Nope, he can't hear shit. This is great, guys. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking moron.
I'm back.
Oh, shit. Oh, hey, what's up? I wasn't
Fuck you, dude. Don't say things like that.
What a dumb bastard that, hey, I've got a podcast coming up today. Let's not charge my fucking headphones.
I did. I guess, like, I don't know. It just, they dinged and then they wouldn't connect again. So I don't know.
I literally spent every second of that just calling you a fucking moron.
Well, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
I don't even remember what we were talking. I think we were still on taxes.
We're moving on. That's a great way to segue.
You know what that was? The rich just killed your headphones because they were like,
that probably was. Bezos was like, cut it.
Hold on,
Get him out of here.
Wait a minute. Did you order those through Amazon?
I don't think so.
Or were those the ones that your dad gave you? Maybe he ordered them through Amazon.
He might have ordered them through Amazon. You're right.
Bezos was listening. Is it Bezos or Bezos? I don't care. Let's move on.
I always go with Bezos.
You know what I do care about? Delicious beer from our friends over at Southern Star Brewery.
I love Southern Star too. I'm drinking our own beer, Pastor Gravy's Darling Like a Marlin. They have 2 cases available in the tap room via cans, and they have some on tap as well. You can get growlers of them up at the tap room, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. The Darling Like a Marlin Blackberry Sour from Pass the Gravy and Southern Star Brewing Company. Pat, I still have a 4-pack for you.
Thank you. I'm drinking our original beer, the original beer of the podcast, the Strawberry Bombshell Blonde, the one that we latched onto, we fell in love with, so did the rest of you, and then we annoyed them until they kept making it all year round, because it is a delicious beer.
Then we annoyed them more, and they made us our own beer. And also, this past weekend, they unveiled their lemon pie citrus beer, and dude,
I saw it in stores yesterday.
You did? Oh, I need to grab some. I haven't seen it in stores yet, but I need to grab some. And if you mix it with the Darling Like a Marlin, the little blackberry lemon pie, oh my goodness.
Ooh, I didn't get it. I was strictly on a work trip. I was running to Kroger to get something for work. I didn't have time to buy anything for myself, but it's right next to my work, so I will be picking up some of the lemon pie tomorrow.
I might buy that and just exclusively drink that this weekend. I got Darling Like a Marlin.
Guys, just keep your eye out for it. When you try it, you'll be like, holy fucking shit, they've done it again.
It's like lemonade.
It's a sour.
Beer.
It's a sour, just like the Darling Like a Marlin, except instead of doing blackberry, they did lemon pie, and they hit it out of the goddamn park like Shohei Ohtani on a curveball.
But there's some for everybody at Southern Star. That's what we're trying to tell you guys. If you don't think you like beer, you're gonna love their Southern Brunch, their citrus shandy. It's basically a mimosa beer. They got IPAs, the conspiracy theory. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. The Savatomica Juicy IPA.
The Bombshell Blonde, we got it on tap.
The OG Bombshell Blonde is the tits. They got that as well. And the Strawberry Bombshell Blonde, that's also our goat. But check them out. Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world and our favorite beer ever. And brewery 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. Get a Darling Like a Marlin. Try some Darling Like a Marlin. Let them know that you support the podcast, telling you're part of the Gravy Gang. They'll welcome you with open arms, and they'll hook you. They'll hook you up. Just like, yo, I'm Gravy Gang. And they're like, oh, say no more, fam. Come over here. They'll take care of you. But Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy, and the What Would Jesus Do segment that's about to begin. But the What Would Jesus Do segment, all you got to do, throw Jesus in a situation he would find himself in today's times, and just hit us up, hashtag PTGWWJD on Twitter, at Alex J. Middleton for me, Pat's at not Pat Dion, Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03, and the podcast. You want to submit all of your your What Would Jesus Do submissions to hashtag PTGWWJD to at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. This is the What Would Jesus Do segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If he wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
This week's What Would Jesus Do comes to us from our good buddy Josh Tree Caudle, reigning Pass the Gravy MVP at Joshua Tree 713 on Twitter. He says, if Jesus played baseball, what position would he play?
Curveball. None. He'd be the manager.
No, that's not respect the exercise, Pat. You got to respect the exercise.
Okay. Jesus was a leader of men, though. You know, he had disciples. I figured manager. Okay. Yeah, this is hard. I'm going to put him at like unsung hero. So he's going to play a not glorious position. I'd say second base.
See, you're going completely opposite of me.
See, but here's the thing. I think he's going to slide into the role where you need him. He's going to play second base. He's going to be a late in the lineup hitter. We're going to have a lot of sack bunts and sacrifice flies. He wants to sacrifice himself for the team.
Yeah, the sacrifice card, I felt like that might come up. I felt like, he is our savior. He is our savior. Because I saw somebody had replied to Josh's tweet, and there's like, he'd be a pitcher. He'd throw a no-hitter every single game. You can't lose if you give up no runs. And I was like, that's a great point. That is a great point. But I don't think he'd be a starting pitcher, so I don't think he'd be throwing no-hitters. He would be a closer. He'd come in when you need saving. When you need saving, you call on Jesus. Jesus comes in there, and he takes care of you.
I was a closer. How did I not think of that?
What would Jesus do? He'd save the damn game.
Yeah, he's a closer. 100%.
And then I was like, catcher, because he's gotta catch our sins as well as our fastballs and curveballs. And I was like, no, I'm thinking too much into it. He's a closer. He's a closer pitcher.
He is 100% a closer. And you know what? A lot of the time, or maybe say not a lot of the time. I don't know why I said a lot of the time.
All the time.
You're a closer. Maybe if he's in the National League and he's a closer, he might have to hit late in the game.
Sack bunt.
Maybe a little sack bunt right there.
Perfect
Pitchers
opportunity
to do that. Yeah, but he's going to save us. Hey, what do they say? Jesus saves.
Jesus saves, and that's obviously talking about baseball in that instance. So he would be.
And also, I was a closer. I'm the Pope of Houston. There's kind of a connection there. So
that's it. But Jesus would be a closing pitcher.
Yes, he's definitely the closer.
I remember being in my brain about it. I was like, Alex, you're overthinking it. Closing pitcher, nailed it. Done.
I'm gonna blame my crazy last couple of weeks of work for my brain not getting there.
I'll let you get away with it this time at least.
You know what? No. Rule 76, no exclusives. That's all you. That's all you.
I was gonna let you have one excuse. I was gonna let you have one excuse.
No excuses. Playing a champion. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. I had some good energy.
Good. I think it's been a good pod so far. I think we've had, aside from my headphones going out.
Yeah, we're bumping.
We're moving right along. Let's tell you guys about our, before we get to our not cool segment, we're going to tell you what is not cool is having aches and pains. What is cool, though, is when you get something to make those bad boys go away. That's obviously Alamo Remedy CBD that we're talking about. Our favorite CBD partners. They got the gummies, the tincture oils, the cucumber melon lotion, the CBD capsules. If you just want to pop one every morning, they got the new peppermint CBD lip balm as well. And they got a little bit of everything. The hemp flower, all kinds of stuff. Head over to their website, AlamoRemedy.com, to see what you need. All you got to do is hit them up and use our promo code PTG at checkout. You're going to get 10% off of your order. It's not just your first order like a lot of places, but Bees Knees and AlamoRemedy.com. If you use our promo code PTG at Alamo Remedy, you're going to get 10% off every single time you order. And Father's Day special right now, if you buy one, you're going to get one for 50% off with our promo code. So head on over to AlamoRemedy.com. Try it. It's all priced very, very cheaply. The lip balm is $9 a piece. The tincture oils, the capsules, the gummies, and the lotion is just $17.99, and the hemp flower is $19.99. Check it out, AlamoRemedy.com, the best CBD products ever, and the official CBD sponsors of Pass the Gravy podcast. AlamoRemedy.com, promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off of your order. Tag them on Instagram and Twitter if you get anything from them, at Alamo Remedy and at Alamo Remedy CBD, at Alamo Remedy and at Alamo Remedy CBD. I said correctly on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the show. Alamo Remedy CBD, AlamoRemedy.com, promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off your order.
I want to say before we move on,
go ahead.
This is an early not cool for me because I have been working so much lately. Not to pat myself on the back. I'm a hard worker.
Have you been working a lot lately? You haven't said it 15 times.
Yeah, I know. But just being there all day, every day, and especially because I tore through my old shoes, so I had to get new ones. And then, of course, I got some little insoles for them and everything too. But it's just, on my feet all day, every day. I've been sore. I did not anticipate, so I did not reorder some more of the lotion to just, rub down on the feet and legs every day.
The old feetsies.
So literally, while you were doing that ad, I just ordered some more lotion. And that's just an oversight. That's not cool by me for being dumb enough to not always, have some Alamo Remedy on hand.
But
it was a dumb thing, and I blame myself.
But what is cool about Alamo Remedy is they're gonna make it okay for you. That's the beauty. The coolest part about our not cool segment is what's gonna fix your remedies, or what is going to be remedy. It's Alamo Remedy, CBD. AlamoRemedy.com, promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off your order. This, guys, is the not cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool,
man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool.
All right, Pat, do you want to go first? You seem like you had yourself a week.
I will go first. I've got a couple just to rattle off. First and foremost, I'm going to start off right before I left work. Alex had hit me up and goes, "Hey, do you want to start at this time? It's just gonna be us today." It's just gonna be us. He didn't ask me if we want to do it live or together. Guess Alex just doesn't want to hang out anymore.
I mean, the only reason I did that was because Robert is not here, so we would not have a video version, and we've actually been like. Some behind the curtain stuff are we've been putting like video clips out each week, usually one on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And not having Robert here to do the video would have made it like if you were here physically, we would not have the cameras, so we wouldn't be able to do that.
Whatever you're saying. No, actually, I probably would have still said we need to do it remote because Bruins are going to be starting like right when we finish, and this is a closeout game, and I need to be in my area. I had to hit the liquor store. I would not have had the time to do everything I needed. I just wanted to fuck with you. My other one is I kind of broke these headphones the other day. I I'll try and show you on the video version. You can see.
This is great if you're just listening.
You see the crack in it right there?
Yep. There's definitely a crack in the back left part of the headphones.
Yeah, well, it was actually like fully snapped. I had to like snap it back into place. I don't know. It was like underneath something on the side of the couch. I picked it up, not paying attention. I snapped it. That's on me. My last one is just because I'm working so damn much right now.
Pat's working a lot, in case you didn't know.
I'm there all the time. So like
everybody tweet Pat all week about, "Hey Pat, are you working?"
No, but I'm tired. I've been there so fucking much. In the first 3 days, I logged 35 hours. Like I'm gonna be way into overtime. I'm probably gonna do 80 this week, which some people out there are like, "Oh, I work 80 every week." Well, I'm a soft little bitch.
I work 80 hours a day, bud.
So this is tough for me. All right, and so I'm there all the time. I'm tired, and I'm just as it goes on and on, I'm getting frustrated because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of new servers because you have to hire new people for a restaurant. And every time somebody just does something wrong, I have not snapped. I've not yelled at anybody yet, but I know it's coming because the longer we go while mistakes still keep happening, I expect you after 3 times working, you should have it down. So obviously that's a little unrealistic, but every time people do things wrong, I'm just getting angrier and angrier, but I'm internalizing it. So I'm probably giving myself an ulcer.
So like y'all opened the new restaurant a little while
last
ago.
Tuesday. It's been a week.
Did y'all have to hire all new staff, basically, like all new servers?
I mean, we've got a bunch of. We kept everyone, except for one person, but she already had a new job and she was already part-time with us. She got an adult job because she graduated college. But just, I mean, it's a big menu and there's a lot of shit going on, and we didn't have a lot of time for training. We kind of had to hit the ground running, and there's just a lot. And we've after I tell you one time, I expect you to have it. I tell you 2 times, 3 times, they keep making the same mistakes, bringing up tables wrong, sending salads in the middle of their entree order instead of sending them first. I'm just getting angrier, but I don't like confrontation, and I don't want to yell at new people yet, so I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, that's the guy that yells.
But then also, we cover it a little bit. We just keep going, hey, remember to do this, remember to do this, remember, and then they don't do it. And I can feel it coming. Pretty soon I'm gonna fucking snap on somebody. And I don't want to yell at the new hires yet. Like I want to be a good cohesive team and everybody have fun.
But do it in a group. So then like you just establish I'm the alpha.
No, it's going to happen in the middle of the lunch shift or like dinner shift. It's going to happen. And the whole restaurant is just one building. So I'm going to turn at one point. I'm going to yell, like, I fucking told you 9 times, send the ticket. And I'm going to snap and I can feel it coming. And I don't want to do that.
I want to know. You have to mark it on Twitter when you do snap.
And it's just like, if you yell at me, it's fine. Most people, you yell at them like that, and they're going to hold on to it forever. I know if you yell at me in the restaurant setting, 5 minutes later, it's over with. Somebody just needed to blow up.
Yeah, I've always kind of been that way too.
I have a feeling that I'm going to yell at somebody, and it's going to forever damage our work relationship.
And they'll just quit.
Good. I'm actually fine with it. We're still in the process of hiring and training so many people right now. We need to double our work staff in every department, kitchen, bar, all of it. And I'm the only person that does my job at the restaurant right now, the expo. So that's why I'm there all the fucking time. And I'm just like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, guys, it's been a week. You should have this down by now. Stop fucking up.
Would you have to be there if they had it down?
Oh yeah, because the only reason I'm not working right now is because I have this podcast. If I wasn't on this podcast, I'd be working double shift 7 days a week right now.
Oh shit.
Are
they gonna hire another person to like
eventually we'll get to it, and then I'm gonna start learning bar and pick up some bar shifts. But I'm just like, fuck. Just do you're a server.
Sir.
Put in the correct order on the correct fucking table in the correct goddamn way. It's not the most, you're not fucking fine-tuning rocket ships here. Write down what they want and ring it in under the table that they're sitting at. Fucking do it. This is why I'm drinking so much lately.
I mean, yeah. I feel like
honestly, right now I'm almost back to pandemic levels of drinking right now. This is why I bought cigarettes the other day. Because like I fucking just need a break from these goddamn people.
What'd you go with? Did you go with like Camel Crushes?
No, Marble 27s.
Marbles 27s. All right.
They're the brown ones. I either get those. I buy like 1 pack a year, and it's usually either that or Marble Reds, Cowboy Killers. I don't give a shit. Every so often I need a fucking cigarette.
Who cares? I'm living dangerously, man.
Now I'm just smoking a bunch of them right now because I bought the pack and I'm gonna finish the fucking pack so I don't have to keep smoking it. Yeah. It is what it is.
Right. All right. Well, let's move on then. I got like mine are definitely not gonna be as big a deal, I guess.
Thank you for letting me rant on that.
I got you. That's what this segment's for, I feel like. Really, spam calls and texts. I feel like, dude. I have like during this podcast, I've been keeping a tally. I've had 4 during this podcast alone that I've had to like just turn like just 4 alone. Again, like you've been mostly the visual guy during the podcast today. I'm going to try, if you're watching the video version of this, I'm going to go to my recent calls and I don't think you can. Yeah, you can. So
holy shit.
Nope. I don't mean to call them.
No, call them. See what happens.
Recent calls. These are all, the red is all spam.
You
right?
You buy too many things online from shady websites. That's what that is.
Today I've had 541, 545, or 541, 455, 349, 344, 319, 253, 221, 220, 213, 122, 114, 1219, 1105, 1018, 936, 924, 908. That's today.
Man, I get like 3 every couple of days.
The last
and
2
I
days,
lose my mind.
Specifically, mine have just been like off the hook, and I have no idea why. It makes no sense, but like fucking stop. And now like those fucking spam texts where it's like, oh, your card was charged like $4,000. Go to this link to dispute it. And I'm like, all right, like I know what that is. I'm not gonna click that link. Fuck you. It's frustrating.
I don't know where the ones that I get that are the spam texts, which I get fairly frequently, A little bit more is, I don't know, one every 2 or 3 days. Actually, I guess about the same as the calls. Is for some reason they think somebody named Valerie has my phone. So they're just like, Valerie, you've been entered in this contest. Valerie, you have a message from so-and-so. Valerie, you've done this. Valerie, you've done that. But every single one of them is just like one of those, at the end of the message is the like bit dot, whatever slash blah, blah, blah.
It's
like
called a
those,
bit.ly, yeah, the shortened addresses.
bit.ly. Yeah, that's what it is. And
Bit.ly.
it's the same thing every fucking time. And I'm like, well, obviously if I click on this, I'm going to be virused into fucking oblivion. But also like, if I haven't responded to the first 19 Valeries you've sent me, maybe do some more research into who owns the phone.
Pay for effort. They're gonna just keep trying though, but yeah.
I've had this phone number since I got a phone when I was 16 years old. I've had this phone number for almost 17 years. Never once has there been a Valerie in my family.
Your phone number could drive.
Bro, I'm talking even extended family, cousins. There is not a Valerie in my family fucking tree. I don't know where they got Valerie from.
Our phone numbers could be a teen parents.
Yes. My phone number could almost join the military with a parental signature.
Yeah, I've not had to change numbers either since I got my first phone. So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I assume at this point, no matter what happens, you will never have to change your phone number. Getting a new plan, whatever it be, I assume you can always transfer phone numbers at this point. They've figured out.
Unless you have to change it, like there's something, like, like if I won the lottery and some shit, I'd probably change my phone number.
Like I think the only people in the world anymore that change their phone numbers are celebrities.
Yeah.
Who their phone number leaks out and you have to change it.
Mike Jones.
Other than that, I don't see no reason to. Oh yeah. I mean, but that was
281-330-8004. But yeah. So fuck spam calls, dude. But the fact that I got all those and 4 during the fucking podcast, fuck that. My other not cool, again, not as big a deal as like yours. It pales in comparison to that. But my TV remote, my TV remote is so yeah, I've thrown it before. I've definitely thrown it. Probably fucked it up. But like every once or twice a week, I've had to, for the last like month plus, have to repair it with the TV, and it'll be like I'm on the guide. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go watch this hockey game, and I'm scrolling down, and then it just stops scrolling, and I can't X out of anything, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at the little button that I'm hitting when I push the buttons, and it just turns red, and that means, oh, you got to repair it. And so for some reason, my remote just unpairs randomly with my TV a lot. But like in the last couple of days, like yesterday, I felt like I had to do it like 6 times, like 6 different times. But like to the point where like now I've memorized the 3-digit code. You hit setup, you hold down setup, it blinks 3 times green. I type my 3-digit code, I hit setup again, it blinks green again, and then boom, I can use it and it's fine. But you have to like the voice audio thing isn't paired ever. So like I'm just using the other remote for that. And it's just like, I need to just go to the store and be like, give me a new remote. Just swap it.
Yes.
It'll be fine. But it's like, that's one of those things where it's like, it's a simple chore. I just have to like take the remote with me to work one day. So on the way home, cause like I have the mentality, like I'm stupid and my brain works like I am home from work. Me no go out anymore. Like during the week, it's like I get home from work. I'm like, I don't want to fucking go to the store. No, I'll be fine. I'll figure it out tomorrow. And it's like, I need to take the Adam Clanton was on our podcast when during the quarantine episodes when I bitched about my cable box in my bedroom not working. I haven't gotten that to Comcast since.
You schedule it. Schedule a day.
I need to just take it to work with me. Like take that box, take the remote with me, and just like I need a new box, I need a new remote. Do it, go, and they'll fucking swap it out, and I'll come back and I'll be fine. But I
do it tomorrow.
I need to set it like next to my work bag, so I just have it in the car when I get.
No,
when I'm leaving work, it's like staring at me.
That might be a lot because you do have to edit and do stuff tonight, so it might be a lot to ask you to also do that. But schedule a day coming soon where you're going to bring this shit with you and do it. Because it's also like I get it, you still work a full day like the rest of us, but also you get you're home at like 2.
I know.
That's the
it's just-
perfect time to go to the
It really
store and
is.
handle this
But
shit.
it's like when I get home, like I'm like, but I'm home, and it's like
Oh,
can
I
run-
feel you 100%.
I can run a million errands on the way home. Like I have no like if I leave work and I'm like, okay, I've got to go to the grocery store. I gotta go get a haircut. I gotta go to this place. I gotta go drop this off. I gotta go here. Like I'm cool doing all of that. But it's like the second I get home, if I forgot one of those, I'm like, I'm not going back out.
Bro, I'm 100% the same as you. Like it would take me this long to fix it too. But also, the one thing that would kill me is you don't realize how much you miss the voice remote until you don't have it.
Fuck, you're right, dude.
You understand?
You have no idea, man.
I would not watch. All I watch, like I come home at night. I'm currently rewatching Legit, the Jim Jeffries show. It's fucking great. Did you ever watch it, Alex?
I did.
Yeah, rewatch it. It's fucking great. I would not be watching that if I did not have voice function on my remote. If I had to physically go in and hit menu, scroll over the networks, down to Hulu, I would not watch Hulu
It
or
saves
Netflix.
so much time, and it's just like, but see, I have Apple TV for that, but it's like for cable and stuff. It's a pain in the ass having to do it so many times. Like yesterday, I was just like, God damn it! Like stop unpairing. Why are you unpairing? Just stay paired. Work.
Just think of how much time you'll save.
That's the point, and it's just like I'm just a fucking idiot. But so my TV remote, and it's really just my own fault because I'm pretty sure it's probably from me throwing it. But like
100%.
Well, we can't 100%.
I've had the same remotes for 4 years. I've never thrown them. I drop them off of my TV trays from time to time, but I've never thrown a remote. That's because it's ingrained in me to be super cheap. And if I throw it, I might have to pay for a new one.
That's true. But still,
but
fuck my TV remote. All right.
T's and P's, man. That's a rough one.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's been a struggle, man. It's been a struggle, and I appreciate you. You know, even though I'm wrong about it, but I appreciate you being there for me, pal.
I got your back, buddy.
All right, let's move on to the answers segment. If you have any question at all, hit your boys up on Twitter at Pass the Gravy Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa03 at Pass the Gravy Pod. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. Any question at all, if you need relationship advice, we got you. You got a high thought, a drunk thought, something you saw on a billboard, something you saw online that you want to hear our opinions on, hit us up. If it's just a question you came up with on your own, do all that too. At Pass Gravy Pod, hashtag PTG Answers. This is the answers segment brought to you by our good friends at Little M Air Fresheners, the best air fresheners in all the land. They're not just doing air fresheners anymore. They got all kinds of awesome stuff as well. Check out the Little Ice Air Freshener. That's the scent to go with right now. I would recommend they're doing free shipping on orders of $10 or more. They don't just have the air fresheners, no. They do have the best air fresheners in the world, but besides that, they have awesome stickers. They got compact mirrors for all the ladies and fellas. If you want some compact mirrors, you can get those too. They do have new embroidered t-shirts as well. They have like one that just says weird on it. They have one that says always late, don't talk to me. That's for Pat. Just okay and main character. They got keychains. They got stickers. They got air fresheners. They got a little bit of everything, as they say on their website. They got a little of this and a little of that. Get it? It's Little M Air Fresheners, littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com for the best air fresheners and embroidered shirts and everything else of all time. littlemshop.com. Follow them on Twitter at Little M Tweets and on Instagram at Little M Shop. littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com, the official air fresheners sponsor of Pass the Gravy. This, guys, is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
Our first question this week, as always, comes to us from our podcast son, Skylar Lester. At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. Skylar says, does poison become more poisonous or less poisonous after its expiration date?
Oh, less. It's losing. I mean, it's got an expiration date for a reason. It's losing its potency. Can poison sour? I mean, the whole point of poison is that it's poisonous. At the expiration date, it has to lose its poisonosity.
That's a good word. I like that word.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, because to me, it's like, it's poison, dude. Like, what's it gonna do? Get stinky? Like, is the poison gonna get sour? And then it's like, oh no, now it's just smelly poison. It's still poison.
I mean, it loses its potency.
But remember, what was it? Wolf of Wall Street? I know it wasn't poison. It was pills, and they took the what were the pills they took?
Quaaludes.
They took the Quaaludes, but they were like expired Quaaludes, and they just kicked in late. And then they like kicked in super hard, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe that's it. I think that's probably a good comparison. I guess it doesn't lose its potency. It just takes longer to take effect.
Fine wine only gets better with age. Does a poison only get more poisonous with age?
But does wine have an expiration date? In this respect, the exercise the poison has an expiration date. But I think, like you said, with the Quaaludes, it's still powerful.
It may not function the way you wanted it to function. Is pretty much what it is. It has its own. It'll kick in whenever it feels like it.
It takes longer to kick in.
Or it could not. It just doesn't work the way it's affected. Maybe it immediately kicks in, but it kills you instead of knocks you out. Maybe it was just supposed to knock you unconscious. It like makes you stop breathing and somebody dies. So like,
no, it's poison.
I don't know.
They're trying to kill you. It's poison.
Yeah, but you could just be like non-lethal poison.
Who uses non-lethal poison? First of all, if you're using poison, you gotta, at least for this exercise, I'm saying poison is directed to kill.
Okay.
Nobody uses non-lethal. Like nobody's ever used the term.
Yeah, like poison. Do you kill someone too much?
You wouldn't call.
He killed him, but he killed him too much. Like he was too dead.
What's chloroform? You wouldn't call chloroform poison. It's a chemical that's used to knock people out, but you wouldn't say, "Oh, you poisoned him." Like, no, you chloroformed his ass.
I think that maybe it doesn't get less poisonous. It just does not act in the way necessarily that you'd want. But if it's meant to kill you, then it just may not kill you as fast as you wanted.
I'm gonna say, yeah,
it kills whoever as fast.
It delays the effects. Like you said with the Quaaludes from Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street Quaaludes. That's it. That's the answer.
Yeah, that's it. I
nailed it.
It was in a movie. It has to be right.
It's true. Right? It was based on a true story. So that was a true story. I was assuming that was the true story.
Thank you, Jordan Belfort.
Great question, son. Great question, Skylar. Oh, we had Skylar in Not Cool. We have Alexis in Not Cool as well. Alexis Garcia at Alexis Texas _ She says, at what age is it acceptable to start swearing like a sailor? Our buddy Jingle Blake at the Sexy Bananas responded to her tweet and said, how old do you have to be a sailor? And then I think somebody else said you were born a sailor. So I would say at any age that you consider yourself a sailor.
I was actually going to say 18. Once you're an adult, do whatever the fuck you want. And also that is technically the age you become a sailor in the Navy.
But what if you learn how to sail beforehand? Then you're technically a sailor already.
I mean, let's be honest. I cussed like a fucking sailor well before I was 18. I was 16 throwing motherfuckers and cocksuckers and shit around. And
that's got to be cool to be a sailor though, because it's like you can like anytime anybody you need to watch your language. Like, bitch, I'm a fucking sailor. Like, oh, okay.
I'm looking at it this way.
Like you can curse as much as you want with basically like no repercussions because you have the I'm a sailor excuse. And it's like, you ever heard the term cursing like a sailor? Yeah, did it.
I will say, and honestly, this might hold less weight now. I would just say 18 because if you go, man, fuck that, and someone goes, watch your mouth, you can just go, I'm a fucking adult. Go fuck yourself. Like I'm not a minor anymore. I'm an adult. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But
and you follow Stick's lead in that case, and you sail away, and you never see him again.
Now you can't even buy tobacco when you're 18, which is a fucking ridiculous law.
Oh, you're right. It's 21 now, isn't it?
Absolutely ridiculous law. Like, hey, for years you were able to vote and die for your country. We wouldn't let you buy booze, but now you also can't smoke a cigar. Fuck you. Like, if they can't drink or smoke, why do they have the right to vote or die for the country? Now, I think at 18, you should be able to do all fucking four.
I never got that stuff.
If you have the ability to vote and die for your country, you definitely can't convince me you shouldn't be able to smoke whatever the fuck you want. And you sure as shit, I've written multiple papers about this in my life in high school and college, that you can't have a fucking beer when you're 18, but you can literally be sent off to fucking war and potentially die.
I could be in Vietnam, buddy. No,
It's ridiculous. In Vietnam, when you were 18, you could fucking drink. The drinking age had not been raised in the country
I think
yet.
you can drink on any military base, I believe.
You can. But
So
also,
if you, like that's an excuse that kind of gets thrown out where it's like, yeah, but if you're serving over there, you can drink, so it's fine. I don't know. If
but
that's
also,
true or
but also,
somebody just said
yeah,
that, but
yeah. If you're serving, and I think maybe it's like on base you can buy or something. I don't really know. But also, okay, do I stop serving when I'm not on base? You just came back from a fucking 2-year tour. You sign up when you're 18, you're 20 years old. You can't go have a fucking beer on Sunday watching the football games. Get the fuck out of here.
I just never understood, and that's one of those laws that's like, we're doing it for your safety, and I understand, like,
fuck you. That's not your job.
But
It's
I understand.
not your job to police my safety. Like, that's part of the fucking freedoms of being a goddamn American. Is I have the right to choose the way I live my fucking life. If the government chose the way I ran my life, everybody would die at 30 because the government is fucking incompetent.
Yeah,
everybody would be dead at 30.
But basically, like, I'm just not against that. Like, I mean, I am against. I just don't like the rules where it's like, we're looking out for you, so this is what you need to do. And it's like, I'm not necessarily saying like everybody should go out and smoke cigarettes, but like the fact that it's like, well, you can't smoke cigarettes until they're there. It's like, dude, fucking let anybody that wants to smoke cigarettes. Like that click it or ticket law. Like, I think that's such bullshit where it's like, dude, if somebody wants to drive out around without a fucking seatbelt on, who flies out the window when they get in a wreck? Them, not me. If I have my seatbelt on, it's up to me. You have the, like, if you want to risk that, dude, that's up to you. You shouldn't get to pull me over and be like, well, because you didn't wear a seatbelt, give the state money right now. You should be able to do that. I think vaping is the same way too. It's the same type of thing. It's like, I don't need you looking out for me, man. Yes, everybody should wear a seatbelt, but like, you shouldn't be able to fine me for not wearing a fucking seatbelt. Get the fuck out of here.
You're going full libertarian on it. And normally I'm fine with that, but
it's the same literally, it's like, you shouldn't tell me, well, because kids smoke too much. It's that New York
it's
law
literally,
like
it's
the,
hold
the
on, no, but putting on a seatbelt is literally the easiest thing to do in the world. It's literally the easiest. I remember when that law was passed and my parents were like, you have to wear it in the car now. You can't get away with not wearing it. I was like, okay, bam. I've never not worn a seatbelt since, unless I was literally hopping in my car to drive to the corner store that's on the edge of my neighborhood, and it's literally a 16-second drive from my driveway to the corner store. I've not worn it then.
Right. I mean, I think you're an idiot if you don't wear a seatbelt, but it's like, nobody should be able to make you wear a seatbelt. It's like the helmet law.
Ideologically,
the helmet law with motorcycles. It's like, you shouldn't tell me I have to wear a helmet. I can fucking not wear a helmet. I should wear a helmet, but it's like, how are you able to tell me that I have to?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm on board with the seatbelt law. I just am. It saved a lot of lives.
It does save lives.
But there's somebody yelling at their fucking phone right now going, oh, you don't think stopping 18-year-olds from smoking is going to save lives? Yes, it fucking will. But here's the thing. If you're going to give them if you're going to give them the freedoms that come with voting and military service, you can't go, but also you don't get the freedoms afforded to everybody else that's 3 years older than you. You either have these freedoms or you fucking don't. You're either a minor or you're an adult. You can't be, and like, so basically what they're doing right now is there's minors, there's adults, and then there's adult plus. It's basically minors. Like, it's like Disney Plus, where you have, we've all upgraded to the,
it's exactly like Disney Plus.
We've all upgraded our subscription to being able to buy
tobacco
booze
plus
and cigarettes, but we didn't have to pay anything. We just aged into it. That's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous law. And now that they're going, you know what? You can't smoke menthols anymore. The fuck are you talking about? A cigarette is a goddamn cigarette.
They do the whole thing where they're like, well, they're trying to make it cool for the kids to do these things. And it's like, dude,
you got rid of Joe Camel fucking 20 years ago.
But
everyone knows, literally every person on the planet knows cigarettes are fucking bad for you.
It says it on the whole fucking box. The entire back of the box says may cause cancer. Do not smoke a lot. Is not good for you. Bad, bad, bad. Like it says that all over the time. I can't watch it. Every time you watch TV, there's one of those anti-smoking commercials. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to run the commercials. You run those commercials all you fucking want. It's a public safety and a PSA or whatever they're fucking called. It's paid for, dude. If you want to run those, oh, hey, this is what you should not do. You shouldn't smoke. It's like you can tell people not to smoke, but like to be able, like, I don't know. I just don't understand the argument of like
people are gonna smoke.
Are you? But that's saying that you think that that's like me, you being like, I think your kid is too dumb not to figure out that they shouldn't smoke at some point in their life. And it's like, I think you're like personal accountability should be taken into account as well. And it's like, if you want to wear a seatbelt, I would say if the seatbelt law, like there was not a click it or ticket law, I would say 90% of people still wear a seatbelt.
I would.
You know, I think more people do than not. And it's like fucking thin out the herd then, guys. Like, let's if that's how it's Darwinism, dude. It's just like, if you're going to fucking not be the seatbelt wearer guy, whatever, dude. If you want to change, there's a ton of fucking, like, there's all this research that says it, but it's like, you should have the free will to do it if you want to.
You know, when wearing a seatbelt is uncomfortable? When you're 12 and you're 4'5" and the seatbelt hits your neck a little bit. But yeah, you still just throw that bitch right behind you. When you're an adult, like, unless, you know, there are adults that are short, and I get it. You buy the little cover that stops it from digging into your fucking neck.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, personal responsibility. I fucking sent out a tweet about this the other night. Unfortunately, like most of my tweets, I get 0 likes because I send them all out at 3 a.m. when I'm shit-faced. Have you seen these? They're on Hulu. Like, it's every commercial on Hulu right now. Facebook putting out ads of like, I was 8 years old when I joined Facebook, and I remember AOL, and the regulations on the internet haven't changed in 25 years, but I have. Don't you think it should? No, fuck regulation. How about you don't put your entire fucking life online, and then you don't have to worry about it? That's like watching. It worked pretty fucking well for me. We watched that The Great Hack or whatever it is during the pandemic, and I remember we talked about it on the podcast where it was like, or I know I did. Maybe Robert did. Maybe me and Robert talked about it. Not me. But I remember talking about it. I've never heard of this.
Well, it was just showing like how Facebook and Twitter and all that, like they get all your information and then they like would sell it to everybody. And it was like, yeah, but like Facebook wasn't like tricking you into giving them shit. Like you were willing, like, okay, well, Facebook has an option for me to tell you who my favorite sports team is. So I'm going to pick the Giants and the Yankees. Those are my favorite sports teams. And then like people are like, can you believe they're giving me ads for these things? It's like, yeah, man, because you told them like the stuff you like. And then they've started accumulating that. And they're like, well, Alex likes the Giants and the Yankees. We should advertise Giants and Yankees merchandise to him. Nailed it. Done. Like like we gave Facebook all of the data that they have. We accepted willingly stuff that we didn't read because Facebook knew we weren't going to read it. Like we can't get mad at them. Well, I didn't read the book that I'm doing the book report on, but I should still get an A. Like
remember when Facebook used to have like little games and shit in there?
Yeah.
And it would always be
mining your
do you allow this game to have access to all of your stuff on Facebook? And you're like, yes, because I want to play the game. And my favorite is when people make the argument of like, well, it's not right that they share this because what are you supposed to do? Not have social media? I'm like, let me introduce you to Andrew Dion. Not only does this man not have any social media, he had a Facebook. Hasn't used it in 15 years.
I'm surprised he has a phone. Honestly.
He has no social media, no bank account. Still wakes up and doesn't die every day.
He doesn't even use an alarm clock. Dude wakes up with a rooster.
He doesn't, and he does not. He does not have an alarm clock. Does not wake up to a rooster. But this motherfucker's up at 7 o'clock like every day.
He wakes up with the sun every morning.
He's an early riser in this.
I feel the heat of the sun on my face, and I know it's time to start the day.
Granted, he doesn't have a traditional job, so he just does sports betting and shit like that. But a lot of time he's up at 7, 8 in the morning. Now, sometimes he'll sleep till 2. That's just his body tells him when it's time to wake up, whether he passed out at 10 from drinking or 3 from drinking.
It's pretty awesome.
It's just, I mean, and you know why? Because he had the freedom to choose the way he wants to live his goddamn life.
Makes you think.
Yeah, pretty soon they're going to say, you know what?
I got a rant like that, but
18. That was right to stop drinking at 18. Pretty soon it's going to be technically they've shown studies that your brain doesn't stop developing until 24, so you really shouldn't drink until then. It's just ridiculous.
But the question was, at what age is it acceptable to start swearing like a sailor? I would say whenever.
I said 18 before. Fuck that. 16.
16. Whenever you start sailing, dude.
Hey,
if you're a sailor, you can swear whenever the fuck you want, dude.
Actually, I'll change it to this.
You're born a sailor, you're a sailor.
Whenever you're legally old enough to have a job, depending on where you live. If you're old enough to have a job, you're old enough to fucking cuss and complain.
You can be mad about the job. Yeah, perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a solid rule. Whenever you can legally obtain a job.
Whether you have one or not, that is the age where it's acceptable to just say fuck, shit, cunt, whatever the fuck you want to say, whenever the fuck you want to say it.
I like that. That's fair.
Man, we are on one today, and I'm loving it.
We needed Robert on that last one. Thank you, Alexis, for your
I
question.
don't think
Sorry,
we
got
did.
so sidetracked.
I honestly, I love Robert. He adds a lot to this
Editing
podcast.
this right now, he's like, I can just see him rolling his eyes, being like, "Oh my god, I'm so
He's happy he wasn't here, and honestly, I think we've done well for ourselves.
love you, Robert." All right, Josh Tree Coddle at Joshua Tree 713 on Twitter. He says, "Is corn a boomerang?"
No,
Yes, it is. It's absolutely a boomerang.
I understand.
We've
why
gone
he's saying
over this.
No,
It's not a good boomerang.
then
It's
stop
a-
putting.
It's
We're
a
gonna have the
boomerang.
same argument 800 fucking times.
You just need to realize that you are wrong. Everything is a boomerang. Most
No.
of things are just shitty boomerangs.
No,
Corn is
no.
a boomerang. It's a bad boomerang.
Here's what's bullshit is Robert agrees with me on this. We all agree that everything is a ladle, whether or not it's a good ladle does not mean anything.
It's the same thing.
The defining characteristic of a boomerang is that it does come back.
The defining
If it
characteristic
do-
of a good boomerang.
No, of
It
a
could be
boomerang.
user error. It
cannot
could
a
be
boomerang.
user error. It could be user error, Pat.
Is this a pen? Does this write? No,
Not well.
no, it doesn't write at all. It's not a fucking
I
pen.
bet if you grinded that can down on a piece of paper enough, you
Are
could
you
probably
me?
get some marks.
Are you me?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm a
whoa,
shitty
no,
version
no,
of
no,
you.
no.
I'm a shitty
Oh,
version of you.
but you are a version of me then.
Yeah. See, you
So
can do it with
you are
anything.
me. See, you just made my own. No, it's not.
It
because
is. Josh, don't listen to
The
him.
corn,
Is absolutely a
goes
boomerang. It's a
into
bad
you
boomerang.
and
It's a
drops.
boomerang.
No, it goes into your mouth and drops out of your ass.
Would you say it comes back? Because it does
No,
out of you.
it does not return in one motion. It has to go through your
What if you
entire
throw it up?
digestive
What if you
system.
throw it up?
That's not one motion. It comes to a finite stopping point and then reverses.
Pat, just stop while you're ahead. You're sounding silly. Corn is absolutely a boomerang. It's not a good
No.
boomerang. All right, Josh.
No,
Moving on. We're just
I'm naming the next beer. I'm tired of your bullshit.
we're just getting in more of a fight. Yeah, we boomerang, blackberry boomerang sour. or
No, it's
something
going to
like
be
that.
called Alex is a fucking douchebag ale.
That's
the next one.
They're not gonna name it that.
Oh, yeah, you got darling like a marlin. I'll get some.
They're not gonna name it that. Corn is definitely a boomerang. Moving on. Our next question comes from Matthew Jaramillo at TX Jalapeno 85, and he says, if a mosquito bites a zombie, would the mosquito turn into a zombie? And if said mosquito bites someone else, would that person turn into a zombie?
In theory, yes,
Yes.
that should work because it's
That's how
carrying
dinosaurs got brought back.
Here's the thing: it's carrying the zombified blood and it's injecting the virus into you. But in
You
all
could clone
actuality,
zombies for sure.
no. Here's the thing: the zombified blood, because it is genetically mutated and whatever the fuck happens to it, when the mosquito bit them, they would die instantly because the zombified blood is so toxic it would kill a bug. Their system couldn't handle it because it's basically like introducing a virus into a species, but a species that small could not handle a virus that strong.
But what if it
That's
would
a-
like hopped off a zombie right to you?
I mean, I'm thinking it's going to kill it instantly while it's still drinking the blood. Because the zombified virus, in order to take over and mutate a human body, is a
This is
very
completely
strong
scientific.
virus. I've put a lot of thought into zombies in my life. A lot. I've read the Zombie Survival Handbook by Max Brooks, who is Mel Brooks' son. If you've never read it, it actually scientifically breaks down how zombies would happen. Eventually, they're going to break down. because their muscles cannot regenerate like the human body. It's the whole thing.
Right,
Look
right.
into it. If a mosquito bit a zombie, that mutated blood would be like poison to them and they would die very quickly. So while this question makes a lot of sense and it does logically make sense, in all actuality, it would not happen.
No, it's just good to know. You've definitely thought way more into this than me. So I'm going to go see. I get, like, I'm not talking out my ass like you were on the last question. I respect your knowledge of this area.
See, this is why you did not invite me over, because you knew that question was coming and you knew I would physically fight you.
No, not at all. That's not it at all. Again, it's because Robert was not here, so we would not have a video version of the podcast. By the way, we are working on having ourselves back in person doing the podcast. I have decided to make life easier on Robert. A little behind the scenes again, and I'll make it as quick as possible. A little switchboard. I have to buy a switchboard for Robert, but it's a couple hundo, like $500. So I got to like get that and a couple of cables.
Sheesh.
So, but basically, so what Robert has to do, a lot of people don't realize like all of the work that Robert does. Like when we would do the podcast,
It's a lot. It's
we do
more
the
than me.
podcast in person. Robert would record 2 different camera angles of me and Pat. Then Robert would take the audio of the audio version of the podcast. He would sync it with those 2 video versions that he did, but then he would have to like splice it up. And when I talked, he would have to cut it to me talking. And when Pat talked, he would have to cut it to him talking. So I'm trying to buy him a switchboard, which then in real time while we're doing the podcast, when Pat's talking, he can just hit a button and it'll be Pat's face. When I'm talking, it'll be my face. And like that way, Robert finishes recording us and he's got it all just like that. So then he can just upload the video really fast, instead of having to go and spend 7.5 years editing it, it feels like, which like Robert's a trooper. Robert does so much work behind the scenes. We love Robert. Fucking Robert is the glue that holds us together. So I'm trying to make it easier on Robert, and then we are going to return and do the in-person stuff. But I mean, the fact that we have Zoom, sometimes it's been easier to do Zoom, honestly.
It's more convenient a lot of the time, but also
I like doing it in person more.
If you've ever listened to a podcast in the past year and a half, everyone will tell you it's just better in person.
It is.
Like there is still a semi-second of lag you got to deal with. It's just better in person. It's hard to describe. Like you feed off each other more. You feed off the energy.
There's an energy. I mean, I like shout out to Zoom and all this. Like all this stuff has made it happen through the pandemic.
Zoom.
But like, yeah, we're not like I don't know. I felt like somebody hit me up the other day. I was like, "Are y'all like scared to do it in person?" I was like, "No, we did a live episode with you guys. We're just like honestly, I don't want to like make Robert waste a lot of his time. It's really like, and it's like I'm going to stay up on the next couple paychecks. So hopefully within the next month we'll be back in person. And then it's really just like our schedules have to lock up. Now that we have the option, there's going to be days where like if Robert can't do it, you and I should probably just do it via Zoom, because that way we'll have a video version. And a lot of people watch the video version instead of listening to the audio version. We don't need to keep talking about this. I feel like I'm just rambling to a lot of people that don't understand that, but that was us discussing behind the scenes podcast stuff on the podcast. All right. Our next question, our final question of the week comes to us from our buddy Gen Z Zach Woodruff at Salsa 6800. I believe he is in the running for Rookie of the Year, right? Him and John Frederick. I want to say those are Rookie of the Year A and B candidates. But
Not about, yeah.
At Salsa 6800 is Zach's Twitter handle, and Zach says, "Knives, the original cutting edge technology."
Nope.
Swords.
Well, I'm just saying.
Swords come before knives. No, swords probably came after knives.
I would think an arrowhead, and then came before all of them. And honestly, there was probably something before an arrowhead.
Yeah, saber-tooth tiger teeth.
Bro, teeth. That's what it is.
Teeth is the original
Teeth.
cutting edge technology.
There we go. Got there.
Done.
Got there real quick. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Think simple. You know, we don't need to make it more hard than it is. That's what she said.
The first thing that ever cut anything else was a tooth. From amoebas and everything like that, the second they had the ability to bite. Nailed it.
There we go. And just like that, we're answering all your questions, guys. Hashtag PTG Answers at Pass Gray Pod. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Pass Gray Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat D. And Robert is at Robert Barbosa 0 3. Check out Robert's podcast. They put out new episodes every Monday. Him and his girlfriend, Sam, A Recent Study suggests at A Recent Study Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Give them a follow, give them a like, give them a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please give us a 5-star review. I also have another podcast. If you're into soccer or football, I do the Claire and Big Blue podcast with my buddy Mike Fish. It's also on the Pass Grade Podcast Network. We do that every Tuesday at CBB Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We have the Disappointed But Not Surprised podcast with Addie and Alex. They have a bunch of awesome episodes out there. Go check it out. They're pretty fucking funny too. And then we got Time Machine with Andrew Green. We got Weekly D podcast coming soon, less than a month away. Big Brother comes back. Pass the Gravy Bro will be back again. And I know Pat's got a pretty busy work schedule, but maybe Pat can squeeze us in if he has anything.
Yeah, I honestly
have no
idea.
Was not expecting much.
I was really excited for this, and then as we've opened and seen how work is going, I don't know how active I'm going to be on this one.
But you can just have your iPad up and then just have the feeds on your iPad. That'll be the beauty.
No, I can't even watch hockey. I think I'm probably going to be almost always 2 to 3 days behind on this.
Well, fuck you. We'll figure it out.
Or I'll always be 24. I'll always be 24 hours behind because I'll have to wait for the episode to be uploaded to watch online. Because I'm going to miss every episode.
So you can just listen to Pastor Gravy Bro and you'll hear the recap and you'll be set.
Oh,
it'll be perfect. Perfect.
I always listen to Pastor Gravy Bro.
So Pastor Gravy, lots of stuff coming soon. And appreciate you guys listening. Share us with a friend at Pastor Gravy Pod, at Alex J. Middleton, at Not Pat Dan, at Robert Barbosa 03. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your week.
I love you. I love you, Robert. Robert, I love you.
Robert. Love you, Robert. Everybody just tweet Robert this week at Robert Barbosa 03. Love you, Robert. And then make sure we ask Pat if he's working because we want to make sure we know if Pat's at work or not, but like every 5 minutes too, just to make sure we know you're paying attention. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Until we talk to you guys next time, pass the gravy. Yeah. Bitches.
I caught it bad just today. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. What's hoping I could catch you throwing smiles at my face. Romantic talking, you don't even have to try. You're cute enough to fuck with me tonight. Looking at the table, all I see is reading wide.